There we go. Okay. Kelly Eckert is a certified advanced psychic evidential medium and best-selling co-author of The Last Breath, True Story of Mediumship, The Afterlife and Messages from Heaven. Kelly understands navigating life, shaping grief, having experienced the loss of her older son, Ron, when he was 20 years old. She draws from this devastating experience in her own healing process to offer others an understanding of the spirit world. Kelly has been a noteworthy leader within the mediumship field for many years. She has been recognized and featured as an expert on the Ronnie Deutsch radio show and has been a guest on 98 Rock Radio in Sacramento. Kelly is driven by helping others shift their life experience for the greater good and experience substantial growth. Those people who have had the pleasure of working with Kelly encounter progress through their own personal shadows and turn into closure follows. And in turn, closure follows. Clients become more positive and inspired, allowing them to find life purpose and leave with greater clarity. Overall, Kelly's presence is uplifting and empowering as she encourages the collective to trust the divine timing of the universe, but most of all, to trust in themselves. And I would like, on a personal note, to tell you that I've had many, many readings with mediums, and you all know I'm Thomas's assistant. Kelly gave me one of the biggest wow moments I think I've ever had in a reading. It was, I set an intention for Kelly. I said, those of you who know me too, I have a son in spirit. And I said, Kelly, and no, beforehand, I told my son, we always thought my son was in spirit with one of my best friend's son. And halfway through the meeting, Kelly had written that morning the name of my friend's son on a piece of paper and held it up and said to me, who is Tyler? And Tyler is who we all thought that he was in spirit with. And that is one of the biggest wow moments I've had in a reading. That was absolutely life-changing. Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you, Tracy. That's so sweet. Thank you very much. I'm honored. Well, hi, everybody. I'm so excited to be here today and to share my little talk here about what happens after we die, and then do a few readings afterwards for, I think, 45 minutes or longer. It depends on how long my speech takes. But I'm just going to kind of start with the speech now. I know a lot of people are muted and their cameras off, but I assume they're listening. So first of all, I know a lot of people think when death and dying, it kind of implies like it's the end of our life, but it's really not. It's just the beginning to me. It's, because life goes on. It never ends. We're always learning. We're always growing. And what I've experienced, one of the questions I get asked a lot too, and what I hear from Spirit all the time, is that, no one does die alone. There always are loved ones in the spirit world right there at their bedside. And the closer a dying person gets to death, the more they're able to see the loved ones for themselves. So I think that's a beautiful thing to know, that there's people waiting there for us. And I just want to give a little background here. I've not had a near-death experience, but I do remember my most recent past life and how I died. And I also clearly remember being in the spirit world for close to 13 years. I watched my mother give birth to one of my siblings that she put up for adoption 13 years before I was born. And I also met all of my siblings, I believe, in the spirit world before they were born. So I do have a strong memory. It never left me. I came here remembering so much of the spirit world and felt so connected all my childhood and even as an adult. So a lot of this is not only from my readings and my clients, but it's also from my own memory, okay? So the other thing is while your loved ones are in transition, leaving the physical body behind, the spirit, that which is the essence and the pure being of who they are, is eternal. So after they leave the physical body, their journey continues. The journey is the evolution and the development of our souls. And death is just a transition, and it's another step on our spiritual journey. So death in this lifetime is not the end. It's simply a beginning of a new stage. And I like to think about it like that, because I know a lot of people are fearful of death. And so, while many people in transition are transitioning into the spirit immediately out, and at the same time that their physical body gives out, others will leave their bodies before their actual physical departure. So they won't feel the pain. I know a lot of people are worried. So, for people who've had traumatic physical exits, prolonged processes of dying, or in cases of mental decline, such as Alzheimer's disease, their spirit actually leaves the body or comes in and out of the body prior to the decline. So sometimes, me as a medium, I can connect with somebody's mother who's still here, but she's in an Alzheimer's state and she's not coherent, but she comes through very coherent to me as like a spirit. And it can be confusing to people, so we can connect with them still, even when they're in that state of mind. And then many spirits have come through in readings to report that they have not felt any pain or had any difficulty or suffering because they actually left their bodies just before the actual event or decline of their physical selves. In fact, many deceased loved ones who saw that you were suffering, at the thought of their suffering, have come back to say, hey, everything was all right. I actually left my body right before the things declined, and I was right there with you by your side. Okay? Also, during this time, the spirit often chooses to attend their own funeral. I hear that all the time. People tell me when I connect with them in spirit how they were shocked at the people that showed up, or they had no idea that they had touched that many people in their lives. So, that is something they do enjoy to come and see and visit and hear the stories that people tell about them. And then I also know that when they get there, they're not alone. They have people to greet them and love them. And one thing I know is that as soon as you get there, depending on how your passing was, but there is a period of rest and kind of a reunion with the people that are on the other side already. So sometimes that rest can be a little bit longer depending on how traumatic their passing was. But then they kind of jump right into work and they start doing this life review. And for everybody, that life review could be different. It depends on how long we lived on this earth. It depends on what kind of life we lived, right? So in a life review, they're really going back and they're acknowledging and learning from all their mistakes and seeing the things that they did from other perspectives. And it can be difficult sometimes. So I do feel like they're surrounded, from what I've been heard and what I feel, that they've been surrounded by a lot of love when they go through this. And I can say when my son passed, one of the things he did every night is he came to me, and I think I left my body at night and went to the spirit world with him. We kind of met, and it was a desert, and we'd walk through this desert, and on our left and on our right were different, almost like rooms you could walk into. And I feel like this was his life review with me, and we went through and we looked at different scenes that we had gone through, and we started from the current all the way back to the day he was born. And it was really it lasted 6 months of my sleep, and it was healing and difficult and emotional, but I feel like it was his healing as well as mine. So I do think that the spirit continues to heal on the other side, and this is, part of their growth, right? But it helped me a lot, and I think my son allowed me to be part of that because I needed it. So know that the life review is an important part of our journey, and we do kind of go back and look over things, and we're going to learn from them. Okay, and then I feel like once they're complete with their life review, spirit has a choice. They can, take on a job if they want. I was with my friend when she passed in a hospice, and the nurse was coming that was working with her was very nice, but every time she came in, I saw 2 spirits with her that were nurses. And I knew they were related to her, and I said, is your mom and grandmother a nurse too? And she said, yes. And they kept telling me that their job over there was to help her with people that were passing, because they were also hospice nurses. So this is 3 generations of family being a hospice nurse, and they were helping their, continuing to help the living family member who was still a hospice nurse do her job and help the people that were passing in the hospice transition too. So it was kind of a beautiful thing. So they had a job. I've had people's children come and tell me that they were animal lovers, and their job over there now was to help the animals pass. So they take on lots of things. They also, a lot of times will look after family. They will keep an eye on us. They'll try to give us signs and clues. People talk about our guides and our angels. I know that our own family can very much be our guides sometimes. Not always, but sometimes. So a lot of times our family on the other side, they want to help us because they know what we're going through. They have a different perspective on things now. They see things differently. So that's that stage. And they do continue to learn. They're constantly learning through us, through other things, but that's part of their job over there. They want to learn, they want to grow, they want to evolve. And at a certain point, they will start planning their next life if they want to or if they choose to. But they're always going to be there waiting for us. Like if they lived here with us on this earth, they're not leaving until everybody they love is with them on the other side. And I do think that we have soul families and we make plans with each other for our next lives. Sometimes some people stay behind and decide to be a guide. Sometimes people evolve higher up into the next realm, which could be like the angelic realm, and so on, and just kind of eventually till they become one with the whole universe, is my belief. So it's a beautiful thing. It's something that's never ending, and we're all connected so closely. I'm always feeling that and hearing that from Spirit. And I just think it's nothing to be afraid of or fearful or worried about our loved ones. Know that they're always in a beautiful place with somebody that loves them. And even if their life wasn't great, they're learning from those mistakes and they're being guided with lots of love to learn those lessons. That's my belief. I hope that resonates. And I know that they said we had about 10 to 15 minutes, so that was about 10 minutes, so that was good. I was trying to stay there so I could work more on readings. But does anybody have any questions about what I said or anything before I start readings? Okay, I don't see anything in the chat. So I am going to just kind of jump into readings here. I do have a few rules. So I'm going to bring through the information, and then when and I don't want you to say anything until I say, does anybody understand this? And when I ask you if you understand the information, at that point, if you understand 90% of it, just put in the comments that you understand, and I will see what if I can work with you, okay? Does that make sense? Or you could raise your hand. Are they using the reactions down here? I think, yeah, there's a hand. You could raise your hand and that kind of brings you up to the top so I know you understand things. There's down below at the bottom, it says reactions. And if you click that, there's a thing that says raise your hand. Yeah, and then just raise that if you understand what I'm saying, or you can put in the comments if you're not good with that or if you're on a phone, because I know it's harder to find the raise hand on a phone. Oh, yes, you will be with your loved ones. I'm not sure who iPhone user is, but definitely it is great. And oh, thank you, Tony. All right, so I'm going to just kind of see who's here. I do feel a lot of love. I know a lot of people have people in spirit here. Oh, hi, Kelly. iPhone is Kelly. Thank you. So as I connect, I do want to bring through, I feel like I've got a young man coming through. I feel like this could be somebody's son, but he also feels like if he's your son, he's not just your son, he's your buddy. I know that I do feel like he would have been in his 20s. I do feel that he was a very, how do I put this? He was kind of shy sometimes or introverted. He didn't always like big crowds. He liked to kind of, hang out with a small group of people. And he loved his family, but I feel like he was also very independent. Can anybody understand a young man like this? Well, actually, before I say that, I do feel his passing was traumatic. I do feel that I don't think it was suicide, but I do feel he had some part in his passing. I know it was traumatic and it was upsetting and it was unexpected. Can anybody understand this for a son or, okay, Shannon understands this and Sherry understands this. So let me just.
No.
Oh, no?
Sorry.
Oh, just unraise
No.
your hand there. Okay.
Oh,
I don't know how to do it.
I was just moving my phone actually, so.
Okay,
I'll unraise her hand.
But Beth understands it. Okay, so 3 people, 4 people understand it, three or 4. And okay, I'm going to keep going. I feel like with this young man, he's not your only child. I feel like he has siblings. So if you can understand that, keep your hand raised. If you don't understand that, take your hand down and let me know in the comments if you're typing in the comments. Okay, so Joy can still take this, and Shannon can take this. So Shannon and Joy, I'm gonna ask you, Shannon, if you could unmute yourself, just so I could ask you. Hi, Shannon.
Hi,
So what, you understand everything I've brought through so far?
I do.
Okay, and you understand other children, like he's got other siblings, because I feel like it's maybe 3 or 4 kids you would have. Is that correct?
3.
3, thank you. And Joy, do you understand all of this? How do you unmute? I don't know how to unmute you guys. I'm sorry.
I can prompt them to unmute it, but they
Oh,
have to
okay.
do it themselves.
Okay, so she's prompting you, Joy. Thank you, Tracy. Hi, Joy. So
Hi.
do you
I didn't
understand
want to.
everything too?
He just has one brother, not 3.
Okay,
Not
so I
3.
think I'm with Shannon. Thank you, Joy. Thank you. I'm gonna work with you, Shannon.
Okay.
And so, would you also understand the shyness and kind of introverted at times, or having a small group of friends that he really trusts?
Yes.
And would you understand with him? He is very, there was an independence to him. He did like to kind of keep things to himself, and but at the same time, I do feel that he had a little anxiety. Do you
Very
understand
much so.
this?
Yes.
And I do feel he could talk to you. Do
Yes.
you understand this? Okay.
I do.
I also feel with him, it wasn't easy to talk to other people in the family. He felt like not everybody understood him. Do you understand that?
Correct. That's correct. I do.
Okay. And so this is, I think, his thinking feels a little off. Do you understand that?
I do.
Okay. So he's just like, I'm so sorry, Mom. I'm sorry. Because it's almost like he's saying, you were trying to help him, but he wouldn't listen. Do you understand that?
Very much.
And he's like, I'm really sorry, but he loved you more than anything. And I feel like you taught him so much, and he thanks you for that, because you just taught him so much about this world and about how to get through everything. And he's like, I couldn't have made it through this world if you weren't my mother. So he wants to thank you for that. I also feel that he very much is connected to you still, and that you feel him so much. Do you understand this?
I do.
Okay, and I also want, it's almost like he wants somebody in the family, I feel like, is angry with him for his passing. Do you
Yep.
understand this?
I
And
do.
he's like, I'm sorry, please forgive me.
Okay.
He wants them to know that. And he loved everybody so much, and he realizes now, he keeps saying, that his family did love him, but I think he felt sometimes like they didn't understand him, but he gets that they did, that it was just, he was pushing them away.
Yeah.
And so he's like, I'm sorry I did that. I'm sorry I did that. Because he loved his siblings, and he loved his,
Yeah.
I feel like he just loved everybody. And would
He
you
did.
understand your mother, or is it your grandmother is in spirit? Or is it
My
both?
grandmother. My grandmother.
But you were very close with grandmother, yes?
Yep.
Yeah. He's with your grandmother. And
Okay.
she's funny. And like, she's got a good sense of humor. Yes?
Yeah.
Because she's making him laugh, and she's making me laugh. So she's like, don't worry, I'm taking care of him. All right? So definitely he's not alone. He loves you so much. He holds your hand all the time. So I don't know if you get tingly hands
Wow.
sometimes, or if they
I
get
do.
warm. Because he's like,
Yep.
I grab my mother's hands all the time, okay? So know that he wants to let you know he's always with you. And I do feel like he hugs you from the behind around your shoulders. So
Okay.
pay
Yep.
attention to that. Just sending you so much love, so much love. And are you helping other grieving families? Because he's talking about you should be helping other grieving families.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
you're very easy to talk to, and you're a good listener, and you have a good attitude, he says, which not a lot of people do.
That's
So,
interesting. That I've been looking at how I can honor his life.
well, he loves when you share his story, because
Okay.
you're always helping other people when you share his story, because I feel that there's a lesson in it, and he's saying, and that lesson maybe was part of the journey so that you could help others. Okay?
Mhm.
So I'm going to leave you with that, Shannon. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you very much.
All right. So I don't know how to mute you. So if you want to mute yourself, that'd be great. Thank you. All right. So I'm going to see who else is coming through here. Now, as I move off of that, I do feel I've got a father that's coming through, and with this father, I want to give him a name like a B name like Byron or Brian, or it's a B name. That's all I know. It starts with the letter B. It's like a very strong B sound, and I also feel like this father was a bit of a character. You never knew what was going to come out of his mouth. He was funny, but he was very straightforward. He did not beat around the bush. And I feel like sometimes he said things that maybe he shouldn't have said because he didn't think before he talked. But he meant well, and he had a huge heart, and he loved everybody. So he really meant well. Sometimes he put his foot in his mouth, but he meant well. Can anybody understand a father like this? And I do feel like he wasn't the perfect father. He acknowledges that. But he loved you more than anything. Can anybody understand this? If so, raise your hand. So I think Shannon and Sherry's hands are raised from before, so I don't know if you could put those down, Tracy, or not. Oh, great, thank you. And so if anybody else understands a father in spirit with a B name, and maybe the B name's not his, it could be connected to somebody in the family if it's not his name. And I also feel like maybe, okay. Oh, Beth, yeah, B name. I also feel like he was a character for sure. So Tony, you can understand. Beth said maybe. Let me work with you, Tony. If you can unmute. Thank you. Hi.
Hi.
You understand the father and this character that he is?
Yes, I don't get the B name, but
Okay, that's
everything
fine.
is
That's
okay.
fine. You know what? Names sometimes they aren't perfect for me, so that
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. And Joy, you can understand that, and you get the B name. So I'm going to come to you next, Joy. I just want to see what Tony can understand first. So you don't understand the B name, but you understand this father is a character. You never know what's going to come out of his mouth. He's funny. He means well. And also, it wasn't always easy growing up with him.
Yeah.
You understand this? Okay.
Yes.
And then let me just ask Joy, can you also unmute yourself, Joy? And I want to see what you understand. Maybe this is a piggyback, and obviously your people are trying to come through, Joy. So where are you at? Oh, there you are. Hi. And you understand everything, even the B name.
Yeah.
And what's the B name?
His name is Bob.
Okay, I can take Bob. I can take Bob. All right. And you understand this character, and he wasn't an easy father.
Definitely on both of those.
Okay, and Tony, would you understand this father maybe having an alcoholic problem or issues with addiction?
No,
And would
that's
you
not.
understand this, Joy?
Yes.
Okay, so I do think I'm with Joy. Thank you, Tony,
Thank you.
so much. So Joy, I'm going to work with you because that's what he tells me. He's like, yeah, I made a lot of mistakes. I wasn't perfect. And I think that's what he's talking about is the drinking or something to that effect of addiction. You understand this, yes? And so, but you understand he loved you more than anything, right? You guys had a good time together when you were older, yes?
Yes.
And he was just funny. I just feel like he could make you laugh. And you kind of had to be careful where you took him because you just never know what was going to come out of his mouth. Like he was just funny,
Exactly.
right? And would you understand, did the drinking, like, did he try to quit later in life? Is that what I'm feeling? Or he was trying,
He did.
yeah, because he was trying to be a better person and make amends, is what I feel. And so he's like, I had that time. I tried the best to make amends. But you're not the only child. Is that right?
That's correct.
Yeah, and I feel like he didn't get the opportunity to make amends to everybody the way he did with you. Is that correct?
That's right. Yeah.
But he really does support you, guide you, and love you so much. He's always around you. He's just like your biggest fan from the other side, he tells me. Because I feel like you're really one with kind of like healing and changing the family dynamics and doing things differently. And he's proud of you for this. Do you understand that?
Yes.
And it's not been easy for you because not everybody in the family has wanted to make changes. Do you understand that?
Yes.
So he's just really honoring you and putting you on this pedestal, saying like how proud he is of you. Okay? Now, do you understand his passing would have been from a lot of health issues due to his drinking in his earlier days or the way he treated his body?
Yes.
Okay. Was there a type of cancer? Because I feel like I want to go to my stomach. And
No.
that's fine. I just feel like then there's something going on in that area down there where the stomach is. I feel a lot of pain. So I don't know if he had stomach issues towards the end. Do you understand this?
Yes, yes, he
Okay.
did.
Okay. Well, he is just surrounding you with love, and you have a boy in spirit, right?
Yes.
Because I feel like the two of them are two peas in a pod. They're having a blast together, and I feel like they met in the living.
Um,
If not, that's fine.
they
They're-
they crossed. I was 2 weeks away from delivering when my dad passed.
Ah, so okay, that's fine. They are just having a blast together. They act like they've known each other forever, and they're just having so much fun. And I feel like your son kind of had that outgoing kind of personality like your dad. You know,
Yeah.
he was very charismatic and very exciting and fun, and your dad was like that. I just think that your son knew when to talk, where your dad didn't always know. I feel like your son knew better sometimes that he shouldn't say things in certain situations, but your dad was just like, whatever.
Yeah.
But your son comes through too, and he wants you to know like he's okay. And I know you know this. Now, was your son an artist, or was he very creative?
Very. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
he just shines like this like creative side. It's like he has all these beautiful colors around him, which make me feel like an artist, right? But I also feel like I hear music with him. Did he play music, or was music very important to him?
Very. Yes.
Okay, so he's coming through with that. He has, I feel like that's how he communicates with you, your son, through music. Do you understand this? I feel like
Completely, yeah.
you will hear songs and you know that's a message from him, you know? And he's just like, I'm so close with you. You know, he's like, I'm always right there with you, Mom. And would you understand with your son, you have some of his art as well as maybe some music that he made, or his favorite music that he listened to, or something like his playlist or something he created. Do you understand that?
Yes. Exactly. Yeah.
And he loves that you keep it close to you, but not only that, you kind of honor him with it. Do you understand that?
I put together all of his recordings.
Oh,
Yes.
he loves it. He loves it. And he thinks that's really special. I also feel like he wants to thank you because you've been like connected or close to his friends. Is that correct?
That's
And he's like, you're helping my friends. Thank you, Mom. Thank you. Because you've been a godsend to some of his friends, he's telling me. Like they've needed to talk and you were there for them. So he's like, he works with you now. So I know I've seen you before, Joy. I know you've come to events, but I don't know what you do. But he makes me feel like you help other people, or you do this work. You're a healer.
I just got a new job as a music teacher.
Okay, but are you a healer on the side?
Maybe on the side. I've just been starting to.
Because he's telling me that's kind of like what you, it's like your gift. Okay?
Yeah,
It's like
I
you
just
help
thought-
other people.
I just started this. Yes.
And the music's a way of helping people as well. So that's beautiful. Just take all the love from your son. Know that he's with you. I do want to acknowledge, is it his birthday coming up, or did it just pass, or is it yours?
Both. His
okay,
just passed 2 days ago, and mine is in 2 days.
Because he's like got a big cake and he's eating it and handing you a slice. That's why it's like, whose birthday is this? So, and I feel like there's all these candles on it. He's teasing you.
Yeah.
So is it like a big birthday, like you know, like 40 or 30? You know what I mean? Is it like one of?
Thank you for that.
What is it?
My 50th birthday is
Okay,
coming
because
up in
he's saying it's like one of the solid numbers. Yeah. So he's like, you know, you made it. It's a big deal. It's a decade. Yeah. So he's just like really congratulating you, and he's so proud of you. So
Thank
just know that he loves you more than anything, and he's with you always. Okay.
Thank
So
you.
thank you, Joy. I'm gonna, if you can mute yourself, thank you. All
Thank
right,
you.
so we're doing good on time here. Oh, thank you, everybody. I'm just going to see who else is here. I like to scribble when I'm writing, and I ran out of scratch paper, so I'm just flipping one over here. It sort of helps me think when I'm scribbling. So, I have a woman that's coming through. I do feel like this is a mother, but I also feel like with this mother, your relationship with her was not easy. She tells me she wasn't an easy lady. I feel like she could be a bit negative, and she did like to complain sometimes. But she did love you more than anything, and I think you knew that. She just wasn't easy. She was very worried about everything all the time, always worried and always negative. It was never the half glass full, it was the half glass empty kind of feeling with her. I do feel like she also would have had a lot of health issues, and she would have been on her own at the end, because I feel like her husband would have passed before her, or they were divorced, because I feel like she's on her own at the end. Can anybody understand this? If so, raise your hand or write in the comments. And I'll keep going because I'll give more evidence here. So I know I've got a mother. She wasn't easy. She was difficult. She was very negative. She loved you very much, but she worried about everything. I feel like she always had an opinion. That's what she's telling me. She was always had an opinion or didn't approve of something. But there's still a lot of love. I feel like your relationship wasn't easy, but you loved your mom and she loved you. She just wasn't an easy lady. And I feel she had a lot of health issues at the end, and she was on her own at the end of her life, meaning her husband must have passed before her, your father. That's what I actually feel, not that they were divorced. I feel like he passed before her. And she was on her own. And she was very stubborn lady. So she tells me. So can anybody understand this stubborn mother? If so, nobody's raising their hand. All right, hold on. Okay, Tori. Will you unmute yourself, please? Hi.
Hi.
So what can you understand? Everything or most of it?
Pretty much most of it.
Okay. You understand the difficult relationship? It
Not
wasn't
really.
easy? Okay.
I
You guys
was
loved each other?
adopted at
Oh,
birth
okay.
and met my birth mom about a year before she passed away.
Oh, so this was your birth mother. So that might
Yep,
be.
and the personality that you're
Okay, but
describing,
then would you understand she wasn't easy? And that's because I feel like
yes,
even though you found her, she
yes,
wasn't easy. That's what she's
yes.
telling me. And she's apologizing for that because she had a lot of health issues. Do you understand that?
Yes.
And she just complained all the time, which, I mean, I guess she wasn't feeling well, she says, but she's like, I really complained too much instead of like really appreciating the time I had with you. Do you understand that?
Somewhat, yes.
Okay, I don't like the word somewhat, so it's either yes, no, or I don't know. So let me, if that doesn't resonate, that's okay. But I feel like it should resonate because I'm thinking
Um,
this woman would have complained all the time, is what she's telling me. So if you
uh,
don't, if you can't take that, that's fine. It doesn't hurt my feelings at all, I promise you.
no, it's just, yeah, she did complain, not all the time, but
Okay,
life wasn't easy for my mom.
yeah, okay. And you understand that her husband would have died before her?
Her last husband died a month before her.
Okay, thank you. Um, and Tracy, you can understand a lot of this. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Tracy Thomas.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me work with Tracy here real quick and see what do you understand, Tracy?
My mom was very ill at the end. She complained a lot. Her husband passed before her.
Okay. And you loved your mom, but it wasn't always easy, the
Yes,
relationship. I
correct.
think I'm with you, Tracy.
Oh
Because
gosh.
I'm like, you have to be able to take, like, this woman's telling me, like, no, I complained a lot. She's like, and I'm sorry about that. She's like, I'm
And
sorry about
at
that.
the end, she was so like
Miserable.
out of that's exactly the word,
Yes,
miserable.
that's what she's telling me. And
Yes.
she wishes that she had taken that time really just to enjoy her last moments,
Oh,
instead, because she's saying, I wasn't as bad as I mean, I was bad, but I wasn't as bad as I was saying. I just didn't like it.
that's exactly what I felt. Yes.
Yeah, she's like, I don't know why I was kind of dramatic about it. She's saying,
Very dramatic.
and so she's just like, I am sorry. And you were very patient, she keeps saying. You were so patient, so loving, so kind.
Oh,
And she was like, I didn't even feel like I deserved it sometimes, and it made me feel bad.
she
So
told me that all the time.
so she's like, thank you so much. You were such a good person, such a good daughter. And she's like, I know I wasn't easy, but everything I did was because I loved you. Do you understand that?
Yes.
So she's just like, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. And of course she's with your son. And I feel like the two of them are having so much fun over there.
Oh,
because they're just having a blast because he's making her laugh. So I know that they're together. And I also feel like she's with your father. Now, is your father passed?
no, my
So
father
then
had.
this must be your stepdad. Were you close with
Yeah,
your stepdad?
yes, he was more of a father than my
Thank you,
own
because that's what
father.
he's like. Oh no, I'm the father. He's
Yes, yes, he was.
Mhm.
okay. So he's like, they're all together. They're watching over your boy. He's watching over you. They love you very much. I also feel like they're super proud of like who you are and the things you do for others. Do you understand this?
Yes,
So I feel like they're always helping you from the other side. They're always helping you from the other side. And I know you do some work with like the grief groups. And I feel like they're talking about how you're facilitating or helping those grief groups at times. Do you understand this?
yes,
So they're thanking you and they're just appreciative and want you to know that they're always with you. All right.
yes.
So I'm going to leave you with that, Tracy.
Thank you, thank you. That's the first time mom's come, and she just passed about 4 months ago. Thank you.
Oh, she loves you so much.
Thank
She's
you.
that's awesome. I'm so glad she came through.
Thank
Oh, I
you.
got
Thank you.
goosebumps.
Thank
Oh,
you.
you're welcome. All right, so we're going to see who else is here. I have a woman that's coming through. I'm not sure of the relationship yet. I know she would have passed from breast cancer. I do feel like this is like either a really good friend, like a best friend, or a sister, or like a cousin you were very close to, same level as you. I know that she left behind, I feel, a husband and kids. So maybe this is your wife. I'm not sure, but she's telling me this story. It's not very clear yet. So let me keep working with her. I also feel like with her, she was sick for a long time, and I almost feel like she had the cancer. She thought she beat it, and then it came back, and when it came back with a vengeance. So, can anybody understand a good friend that would have, or a cousin or a sister or something like this that would have passed from breast cancer? And I know it's breast cancer because she showed me the little pink thing, and that's for breast cancer. Also, I know like she would have had it, and then like another cancer maybe, and then beat that, and then this came because I feel like this was the second time she's getting cancer. Um, Laura says my sister. Okay, so Laura, if you want to unmute yourself, that would be great. Hi.
Hi.
So you understand this for your sister, and she left behind a husband and children?
Yes.
Okay, and you're very close with the children, yes?
Yes. She had one son.
Okay, that's fine. You're very close with him, yes?
Yes.
Okay, so I feel like she's you two were very close in life, and I also feel like she was a fighter. Do you
Oh,
understand that?
extremely. Yes. Yes.
I feel like she was kind of shocked that she didn't beat it at first and that it had come back, is what I
Yeah.
feel.
With the vengeance. Yes.
Yeah, that's what she's like. It just like it fought me back and I got tired. I couldn't fight anymore. That's what she says. And I just feel like she's thanking you for doing so much for her. Do you understand this?
Oh, 100%. Yes.
She's like you were her rock and you continued to be the rock for her family afterwards and she thanks you for that. And she appreciates everything you did. Oh my gosh, I have goosebumps. And I feel like you're a mom to her son now in whatever way you can be, she says.
Yes.
And she
We both,
appreciates that.
she had breast cancer, and then it metastasized after 10 years. So a year after she passed, I had breast cancer as well.
But you beat it
Yes.
because she's on your side there fighting with you. She's like, we're fighters. So
Oh,
she's
definitely.
thanking you. She's thanking you and she's wanting you to know she's over there and she's your angel now and she's helping you any way she can from the other side, okay? And she's not alone. I feel like you sometimes think that she's over there all alone, but I feel like she's with other family. Do you understand this?
Oh, 100%. Yes.
And she has a friend over there. I feel like one of her friends is with her. Do you understand this?
Yes. A friend that passed of breast cancer as well.
Yeah, so they're hanging out together. All
Yep.
right. And were you getting your nails or toes done or something this week?
Yes.
So she's like, I love it when she goes to the spa. I kind of hang out with her. So, so she's just really kind of like saying, I love to see it when you take care of yourself.
Uh,
So, because you're not always doing that. She's like, she's very selfless. She doesn't always put herself first. So she's just really loving you from afar. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm going to leave you with that, Laura. Thank you so much. All right. And if you want to mute yourself, that'd be great. I can't do it, I don't think. It's not letting me. Thank you. All right. So there's so many spirits here and it feels so great. I just want to say, and I'm trying to get to as many of them as I can because I want to give everybody a reading. But I do want to remind everybody, if you don't get a reading, really listen to the messages and for piggybacks. I always say Spirit has a way of getting through to everybody as best they can, and that the messages aren't just for the person I'm reading for, they could also be for all of you. So if there's bits and pieces there that you resonate with, know that that's your loved one trying to come through, okay? I always say that. Spirit's pretty amazing and smart that way. Now,
Mhm.
as I connect, I also want to see, let's see. I do feel like I've got a father that's coming through. He's a very good looking man. I feel like he was very good looking in his day. He was very outdoorsy. He loved to be outside in the sun. I feel like he was very active. He was a lot of fun. I feel like you would have grown up having a good time with your dad, that your dad was your buddy. I know that he's very easy to talk to. He's a very calm person. He's not overbearing. He was very easy to talk to. As a matter of fact, he makes me feel like you would come to him before you'd go to your mom sometimes because he was calm and he didn't react. He would listen to you really well. And I feel like that's really important. I also feel like he would have other children, or maybe he had your parents would have been divorced, because I feel like you would come to visit him is what I feel like, or he would come to visit you. So can anybody understand a father in spirit? And he would have passed, I feel like, from cancer or something like cancer, where he got sick and he was sick for a while. I do feel like we knew he was sick, but we didn't expect it to happen the way it did or when it did. Can anybody, somebody, were you raising your hand, Sherry?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And Tony,
Yes.
you understand this too. Sherry, what do you understand all of this so far?
All of it.
Okay, I kind of feel like I'm with you, Sherry. You've been on my eye the whole time. I feel like Spirit's been trying to take me to you. So let me work with you, because I do feel like this is your father trying to come through. And you understand that being the outdoorsy guy and being very good looking,
Yeah. Yes.
and your parents weren't together. So you would see him and he would come to see you. And he was easy to
Yeah.
talk to. He didn't have a temper.
Yep.
He was very calm. And you could,
Right.
even though he's a dad, he's like, she could tell me anything and she knew that. I
Hmm.
didn't react. I didn't judge. I just was there to listen and be there for her. And was this cancer how he passed? Or a type of illness? Would you understand that if it's not cancer? I feel like he was sick for a while. Is that right?
He had cancer,
Okay,
and
thank
he was
you.
sick for a while too.
Okay, but I still feel like even though we knew he was going to die, we didn't know it was going to happen the way it did. It happened different or quickly. Do you understand that?
Quickly, and
Yeah.
both of that. Yes.
Yeah, and he's like, it was just like he didn't want to go through the whole ordeal. He makes me feel like it's like his soul
Yeah.
was just like, I'm not going to win. It's just time to go. And he felt like it was
Right.
better on the family. He didn't want to make everybody suffer. So it's like his soul chose to leave sooner,
Yeah.
And he really didn't want to put everybody through the heartache because he loved you all so much. And he was very independent. Didn't want to be taken care of.
Very.
He didn't want to be taken
Yes.
care of. You understand this? But,
Yes.
he was the one who always wanted to take care of everybody. He was very giving, very understanding, very loving. And he's still like that from the other side. Do you have a son, Sherry? Am I saying your name right?
I have a son.
Is it Sherry
Yes.
or? Okay, thank you. I'm sorry, I'm really bad with names sometimes. So I feel like he's very connected with your son. Do you understand this? Like
Mhm.
they must have been very close, or he's just very connected with him in spirit. So I don't know if your son
Right.
has this gift, or if he feels spirit, but he's saying that your son and him, they can see. It's like they're very connected. Okay.
Huh.
And I know you worry about your son a lot because he tells me you worry a lot, and he's like, I'm watching over him. So he wants you to know that he's watching over him. I also feel like, is your mother still here?
Yes.
And she's not doing so well, or is she having some health
No.
issues?
Lots of health issues.
Yeah. So he's just letting you know, he knows that you do a lot for her. And he's
Uh-huh.
also, even though they were divorced, he still watches over her. So he wants you to know she's
Okay.
not alone. There's a lot of love on the other side looking after her, okay?
Okay. Okay.
And I I have to say this too, and I hope this isn't like, I hope I'm not wrong, but he makes me feel like you've had a difficult relationship with your mom. Do you
Yes.
understand that? And
Yes.
he would love to see you heal that relationship because I feel like that would help your mother, he keeps saying. And it's hard, but sometimes we just have to forgive and forget, even though, not forget, forgive, but not forget. That's, sorry, that came out wrong. Sometimes we just have to
Right.
forgive and let them know that we forgive them because your mom, he makes me feel like, is holding on to all that pain. And that I feel like can sometimes make our health issues worse, okay?
Right.
And I know that you worry about her, and he just wants you to know, like, they're all watching over her, okay? A lot of love from the other side for your mother and her health issues, but also for you and helping you take care of yourself, okay? So I'm going to leave you with that and just know that your dad's amazing. He's got great energy and he
Is
surrounds
he
you.
with my daughter?
Oh, well, I hadn't connected with that far yet. Let me, because these are quick readings, but was your daughter kind of, did she pass as a young adult?
She passed, yes, as a young adult.
Between like 15 and 25, somewhere in there?
She was 36.
Oh, so she was a little bit older. Okay, so I'm not sure. But would you understand that she was very independent
Very,
and very stubborn? Is that
very
right?
stubborn.
Yes. So she is with him. And I also feel like she loved to push the limits with everybody. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
And I do think she didn't take anything. She was going to tell you. She like stood up for herself. She was very strong that way. She didn't take anything from
Okay.
anybody, right? Do you understand that?
He did not. Yep.
Yeah. So, in her passing feels like this was an illness. Is that right? Was this cancer?
She was murdered.
Oh, okay. Don't tell me anything. Just yes, no, I don't know. That's fine. She's not showing me that part then. But before that happened, was she sick with something, or did she have some kind of health issue?
She had health issues, yeah. But
Okay.
they would nothing that was diagnosed. She had an addiction
Okay,
to pills.
that's an illness to me. Okay, that's perfect.
Yeah.
I consider addiction an illness like cancer. So
Yeah, so do I.
that's how my data bank works. Because to me, that's an illness.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's fine, and she's just letting you know that she loves you and she's so sorry. I feel like before this happened, you guys were having a hard time keeping in touch, or like she wasn't like getting back to you or something. Is that right?
Well, she had just moved, so I mean, she didn't get she. I was, yeah, you're right. Right when she passed, I was looking for a phone call from her. So yeah, nobody could get a hold of her.
Yeah, that's what she's saying. So she's like, I'm so sorry this happened. I'm so sorry that I hurt you this way. And not that she hurt you, but like that it hurt you the way it did. She wants you to know that she's okay, she's at peace. And whoever did this, I feel like they're paying for it. Is that right?
They haven't been brought to justice just yet, but
They're
I
paying
mean,
for
they
it in
could
their
be
own
going
way. Yeah.
Yeah.
So she wants you to know that. And I do feel like you know who this is. She keeps saying you know who did it. So
I do. Do I know who? Like I know all. I think I know all three
well,
of them who
she's
did
saying
it. So
she's saying you know who did this. She's saying you know.
okay.
And she's saying
Yeah.
not,
Okay.
she's saying don't waste your energy on the hate. Know that it'll
Okay.
that person will be taken care of in time. Just be patient and have
Okay.
faith. She keeps saying
Okay.
she wants you to keep living your life and keeping her name alive the way that you do, because I feel like you advocate for her in some way. Do you understand this?
I do. Yes, I do. I advocate for her every day with the police. Yes.
She's like, don't give up
I'm
on
trying to
that.
get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she's just like, she's right there by your side supporting you and loving you, but she wants you to really take this pain and try to use it for positive, because she's like, you're a pretty
Okay.
strong-willed person too, and she's like, my mom's great at making things happen. So now you've got her strength as well. So she's like, don't worry, we're going to be there together, Mom. Okay? So
Thank you.
know that. I'm sorry she didn't come through right away. Your dad did, but she was there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's funny because my dad came through my first reading too that I ever had. He came through first with her.
Well, he's the strongest one. He must have been there longer, maybe. Or he just likes to talk. He likes to talk to you.
Yeah,
He was your best
yeah,
friend, he says. He's like, you guys were really close. So,
we were.
well, he's watching over her. He's showing her how to, everything works over there. So don't you worry. On the other side, yeah.
Thank you.
I'm going to leave you
Thank
with
you so
that.
much.
You're welcome.
God bless you so much. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. All right. So, where are we at? Okay, we're doing good. I think I have time for another reading. So I'm going to bring through somebody else here. Okay, so as I connect, I feel like they're all going me in spirit. So I'm just trying to like see who's going to come through the strongest. But as I connect, I do feel that I have got. Well, this is an interesting feeling. I feel like I've got a woman that's coming through, but for the relationship, I'm a little bit. I feel like this could be an aunt, somebody's aunt. I feel like she could be the life of the party. She was a lot of fun. She was kind of like the fun aunt. And I feel like this would be your mother's sister. I feel like her passing was traumatic. There was something traumatic about her passing. I also feel like she was somebody who was not always lucky in love, meaning she had a broken picker. She didn't always pick the best guys. That's what she tells me. Definitely, though, she was a lot of fun, very charismatic, very outgoing, very loving and compassionate, and just a lot of feelings with this woman. A lot of like just big energy. Can anybody understand somebody who was an aunt or like an aunt in spirit? This could, maybe if it's not your actual aunt, could be like mother's best friend and you grew up with her. But definitely that's somebody. Okay, Luis can and Shelby can. Okay, so and so let me work with you real quick, Shelby, and see what you understand. And Luis, I'm going to have you come on after. So Shelby, if you could unmute yourself, if they'll let you. Hi.
Sure.
You understand the aunt, or is this like a mother's best friend kind of feeling?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
On my phone. So, I can understand aunt, mom's sister.
Okay, and you understand this personality, this like beautiful, fun, vibrant lady.
Yes.
And not lucky in love, always picking the wrong guys.
Well, that's the only part that I can. She
Okay.
was married.
Okay, don't tell me too much. Don't tell me too much. So
Okay.
then let me see what you understand, Luis. Or am I saying that wrong? Is it Lewis? Sorry.
Lewis.
I'm
That's
terrible
okay.
with names.
That's okay.
Apologize. Spirit gets mad at me all the time. So you do you understand the aunt and the personality?
So I do. I understand everything. It's just that it was my father's sister, not my mom's.
Okay, I could be on the wrong side, and
Yeah.
that's fine. That happens on occasion. They come in on the other side, but you would understand not lucky in love.
Absolutely, yeah.
So if because she's coming in on mom's side, would you understand your mom and her being really close?
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, that's why she liked your mom a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, and she's kind of the fun aunt. That's what she's telling me. She's like, I was the
Yes.
fun aunt. They loved
Oh
me.
my
The
God.
kids loved me.
Yeah.
And she's just, and you understand a tragic passing.
Yeah, very much.
Yeah, and so she's like, I'm sorry to the family. But I feel like her passing, I don't always see the passing. She's telling me she doesn't want to talk about it, but it's traumatic, she says.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
She wants everybody to know I'm okay. I'm at peace. She loves the family. Now, are there questions about her passing, though? Unanswered questions? Or no? Or were
No,
there?
not too much. It's just, yeah, there was right when
In
it
the beginning,
happened.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. Because she's like, in the beginning, there was a lot of confusion, she makes me feel like, about it all.
Yeah. Yes. Confusion.
So
Yeah.
she just tells me, she loved her family, she loved life, but I feel like things weren't always easy for her. Because she
Big
had
time.
such a big heart and she gave so much, but it didn't always get reciprocated, especially in love. And
You're so right. Like, you are so right. Yeah.
so she's like, I also feel like she's like, sometimes I felt like I could be a burden to the family because of my problems.
Oh my God. Yes. You're so right.
And
Yes.
she's like, I know now I wasn't, but she's like, I realized now I wasn't, but my mind, the way it thought, that's what I was seeing, and I wasn't thinking clearly, and I wasn't using good judgment when it came to the people I surrounded myself with. Do you understand this?
Yeah, for
So
sure. It's
she sends
crazy.
so much love to your mom, because your mom's still here, right?
Yeah.
She sends so much love to your mom, to your dad. Now, are your mom and dad still married?
Yes.
Because I feel like if sh is this your dad's sister? Was she older than him?
She was younger. I don't know. He's just he's a hard to love guy. So
She loves him, but I feel like she was always trying to give him advice. That's why I was asking if she was older.
yeah, that makes a lot of sense actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's like, I always was having to tell him how to do things. Like he wasn't. She's like, my brother wasn't always like, um, was it like aware of social cues?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah,
She's teasing him
big time.
still. I feel like she liked to tease her brother. She'd like to have a good time.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
But he's really smart. She keeps saying my brother was really smart. So your dad must be very smart.
Yeah,
And
yes.
she's
Yeah.
like, you're very smart. And you're not her only nephew. She has like other nieces and nephews. I feel
Yeah,
like.
huge family. Yeah.
And she just loved all the kids, but she didn't have any of her own, or did she? She makes me feel like
That's
she
really
had
funny because she
everybody
only
was
had
like her
one.
own. Okay.
Exact, but you're right. That's oh my God, like that's totally her
She's
essence
like
was that we
everybody
flocked
was
to
like
her.
my kid. Yeah, because
Yes.
that's how she felt as
Yeah.
an auntie. And I feel like
Yeah.
she never forgot birthdays or things like that, and
Absolutely.
celebrations and graduations. Like she loved all that stuff. She loved to
Yeah.
buy you guys gifts, and she always bought you gifts that you
Yes.
would love because she put a lot of
Yeah.
thought into it.
She did.
She paid a lot of attention to what you liked, what your passions were, and that's just who she was. So she's like, I'm
Yeah.
still around you, I still love you, and you must be very sensitive because she's like, you feel me all the time. She keeps saying
I
you're
do.
feeling her all the time, and she's come to visit you several times in dreams. Do you understand this?
I do. I
And she
do.
gives you messages, and you give them to your mom. Is that right?
Yes.
And your
Yeah, I
dad.
totally do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, yep, he's got that gift and I can connect with him so easily. He's a special kid. So she just loves you so much. And I know
Wow.
you're not a kid, but she's calling you a kid, okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Wow.
I call everybody a kid that's under 40, so but she's
Wow.
definitely, such a huge spirit, such a huge energy.
Big
Um,
time.
is there an S name connected to her? I keep seeing the letter S. If not,
Um,
that's fine. I don't
I,
always
I,
get names. I just keep seeing S, S, and it could be like her last name, maybe. I don't know.
her ex-husband actually was Steve.
Oh, okay. And were they close
Well,
even after
they
they
because of
divorced?
the one son, yeah, they still talked, yeah.
Okay, so I don't
They
know.
were close though. They were actually very friendly
I
because
think
of
that's what
yeah.
she's talking about. So then I feel like she's sending love to him and the son because I feel like
That makes
maybe the
sense.
son is having a difficult time lately, and I feel like it's
He
been a
is.
while since she passed.
It
But
has.
but it must be coming up on an anniversary or a birthday or something of sorts. So
We
she's just
just passed hers.
yeah, and so she's like, it's been a difficult time for my son and his dad. They're yeah. So she's
Yeah, it
sending a
makes a
lot
lot
of
of
love to
sense.
them, okay? A lot
Yes,
of
that makes a
love.
lot of sense.
And I
Thank
feel like she
you.
loves how everybody honors her every year and they never forget her. So I'm just
Oh,
like
wow.
thanking you guys for that, okay? I feel like no matter what, you guys always think of her and you always do something, even if it's little. But she loves that you always think of her every year, everybody.
Wow. Yeah, that's we do. That makes sense. Wow.
So
That's
just
awesome.
take all the love and she sends it to everybody in the family. And she keeps saying, you're so special. You're so special.
Wow.
So I don't know if you know
Thank
that,
you
but
so
she's telling you
much.
that. All right. Thank you, Lewis. I'm going to
Thank
leave you
you.
with that. Thank you so
Thank you.
much. Well, we're about at time, I think.
Kelly,
Tracy?
Lauren's coming on in 15 minutes. If you want to do one more or if you want to
Oh,
stop, it's
yeah.
up to
I
you.
can do one more. I'd
You're
love
just so
to.
full of energy
I
and
know it's been a great day. I'm loving it. They're all
awesome.
just coming through. So I've got another one. Okay. All right. So I do have a mother and a father that stepped through together. I feel that they lived a long time. I want to make them in their like 80s, maybe older when they both passed. I do feel like they passed very close to each other. And I feel like your mother would have passed first and father shortly after. And I also feel like I'm seeing that they lived somewhere in this is right the word, rural area where the houses aren't right on top of each other. There's actually some land and maybe some animals and things like that, like out in the country. I feel like they would have lived in a place like this. Um, and I feel like they were very independent. They took care of themselves to the very end, I feel, or very close to the end. Um, they were quite healthy for the most part of their life, other than, um, getting older. There are things that happen that normally happen to everybody. There's not much we can do about it. But I feel like other than those things, they took pretty good care of themselves. They took care of things around the house. They were pretty strong in that sense. They did their best, and I feel like they loved each other, and they would have been married for like a long time, 60 years. That's what I feel. Can anybody understand a mother and father in spirit like this? And if I'm wrong about who passed first, that's okay. I just know they were very close to each other when they passed. I feel like the passings were very close, within a year or two. Can anybody understand this? Okay, so you can understand that. Is it Aland? Aland? Okay. Can you unmute yourself? Thanks. Hi. How do I say your name? I'm sorry.
Land,
Aland. Okay. And you understand all of this, part of it, some of it? What do you understand?
most of it.
Okay. Do you understand the rural area?
That one's the only one that's, they used to go out in their RV and live in the woods.
Okay, so maybe that's it. But did you ever live in a rural, like an area ever growing
We
up, or
grew up
did
in the suburbs on a big piece of property.
where there's like the houses aren't right on top of each other? And did you have a lot of animals?
Not just dogs and cats and
I don't know. Let me think. Let me ask you another question here. Do you understand the love that they had and how they were married for a very long time?
yes.
And I feel like you're not the only child. There's like, I feel like we have a big family.
I have two sisters.
Okay. Um, so I'm just thinking. I'm not sure I'm with you yet, but I'm not sure I'm not either. So I want to just keep working with you, okay? Um, let me see this. So nobody else can understand this, but Joyce is saying her grandpa, but I really feel like this is mom and dad, somebody. So I do feel like I'm with you because I know it's like mom and dad, and you're the only one so far. And I'm just going to work with spirit. I could have a couple things off, and that happens. So would you understand your mom was a very strong lady, and then both your parents were kind of strong and strong-willed. They kind of were going to take care of things and independent.
Definitely.
And I feel like your mother, like, and your dad, they worked around the house. They took care of the yard, like all of this to almost the very end.
Yes.
They were just like, nobody, like, we can do this ourselves. And I do feel like your mom loved to have the family over. And when I say big family, she's showing me, you're saying there's 3 of you, right? So there must be more grandkids then. Because I
Yeah.
feel like when you add the grandkids and the wives, that's the big family she's talking about. And she loved that. Because I feel like she loved to have everybody at her house and she loved to entertain. Do you understand that? The family.
Definitely.
Okay. And she's very sweet. I feel like your mom can be very sweet, but she's also, I feel like, funny. She likes to tell jokes, or she's just silly. She has a good sense of humor. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. And there's something about your mom, though. I feel she's coming through really strong. So if I'm with your mom, I do feel like she was a bit of a character. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. I can't quite put my finger on it, but that's how I know she's a character. Definitely, she's just funny. I just like her. She was intelligent,
Yes.
very intelligent. I feel like self-taught, college, I don't know, but very smart. She had a lot of knowledge.
Yes.
And I feel like the way she raised you wasn't traditional. Is that right?
Mm,
Maybe wrong.
I don't think so, but
Okay,
that's somebody
that's,
else to judge that.
yeah, well, maybe I've got that wrong, but I feel like she was she was pretty open with you guys. Like, she let you guys talk to her or share things with her. Like, she was
Yeah.
open, that you could talk to her about anything.
Pretty
And
much.
she didn't always get mad
Right.
when you made mistakes or did things maybe like some parents would like ground you for. She would talk it out with you,
Yes.
which wasn't like normal parenting back then.
She'd help hide it from my dad.
What?
And she'd help hide that from my dad.
Yeah. She's funny. Yeah, that's what she's telling me. But she's like, they were all good kids. She's like, that, you know, they didn't need to be in trouble. They were all good kids. So she just loved you guys so much. And she still does. And your sisters are still here, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Because I feel like she's just loves watching the families and everybody's families, like how they grew and just what's going on. And has it been a while, I feel like, since your parents passed, like over 10 years?
4 years ago, maybe.
Oh, okay. It seems longer. That's fine. I could be off on that. But definitely, they both just come through with so much love. And they passed pretty close to each other. Is that right?
Well, yeah, like 11 days.
Oh, that's really close. Thank you. And was it your mother first, then your father?
Yes.
And did they get to pass in their own home? Because that's what I feel like they wanted.
My mom did, and
Okay.
my dad didn't.
Okay. She was
He
happy about
wanted to, but he
Yeah.
wanted to.
Yeah, but they were fine with all that. And I do feel like there's been a lot of changes, you know, in the family since they passed. I feel like a lot of things have changed. I don't know if that makes sense. But I feel
Because
like I want to acknowledge the big changes and the decisions that had to be made. So I feel like there were some decisions that had to be made about their estate. Is that correct?
yes,
So they're okay, they're happy with those decisions because they make me feel like even though they were independent and strong, they didn't necessarily prepare their will properly or something. Is that right?
it wasn't the will, but there were some things that were really left too
Ye-
open.
That's what they're saying. And so they're like, we didn't think of everything. And so we understand the decisions that had to be made. So they're fine with all of that. So they just want you to know that. They just want everybody to be happy and to have peace. And I feel like since they passed, that you guys have not been as close as you used to, the family. Is that right?
Correct.
So I feel like they're kind of saying like they know that and they'd like to see you guys closer, but they understand, is what they're saying.
We started trying this summer.
Yeah, so I feel like they're helping from the other side. How's that?
I believe that.
They're trying to bring it because family's important to them and to you guys, they're saying. So
Yeah.
a lot of love, a lot of healing. Know that they are connecting and they are there to help you from the other side. So don't forget, you know, we have our angels, we have our guides, we have, you know, all of that, right? But we can also call upon our own loved ones to help us because they know us best, right? So don't forget that because they're like, we're always here and we'll do our best from the other side. You know, they do have a little power. You'll be surprised sometimes at some of the, I call miracles that spirit pulls from the other side. Okay? So
Okay.
just don't forget that, they keep saying, because they are strong people and they're still strong from the other side. They love you guys all so much. They just send all the love in the world, all the love in the world. Is it your anniversary, your wedding anniversary?
No,
Is it theirs?
no.
I feel like I want to say happy anniversary to somebody. So I don't know what that's about.
I don't know. Maybe it's my nephew. I don't know his anniversary.
Okay, well, I'm just going to leave it. They're saying happy anniversary. I don't know what that's about. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. That was really clear and loud. Okay? So they're wishing that. Oh, well, happy anniversary to you, Cindy. Somebody's got an anniversary coming up. I am just going to leave you with that and just know that they're very much around you, okay?
Okay,
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Tracy.
Kelly, that was absolutely, absolutely wonderful. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you. It was a joy to read for everybody today, and I loved Spirit. They just really showed up.
And I will include your website and with the recording, if there's anything you want to go ahead and say about yourself, how to reach you or.
Yeah, you can just find me at mediumkelly.com, and Kelly is spelled with an EY, Kelley. And really anything you need to know about is on there. Any of my events, how to reach me, how to book appointments. It's all there. So that's the best way, or you can follow me on my social media. It's at Medium Kelly on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. All right. Thank you guys.
Thank
It's
you
been a
so
pleasure.
much.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
I'm going to leave now.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Hi, Tracy.
Hey, Lauren, how are you?
I'm doing well.
So nice to see you.
So good to hear you. Good
Oh,
to see you too.
let me do my little intro for you. If you
Okay.
don't mind just giving me a moment. Have all these tabs open here. Here we go. Lauren Starr is a certified medium who has had the ability to connect to spirit from a young age. It wasn't until being awakened by her best friend's soul prior to learning of her passing that her life changed forever. Since then, Lauren has become passionate about connecting others with their loved ones in the spirit world and helping them recognize their own personal connection to do the same. And not all the mediums we have on all the summits I can recommend or say I've had a reading with, but I will truly tell you that Lauren is in the top 5 readings I've ever had. She is outstanding, very evidential. Like I said, don't do everybody, but I've had a lot of really good readings, and I would say she's in the top 3 or top 5. So I highly recommend her.
Thanks, Tracy. Honestly, it is such an honor to even know you. And thank you for having me. So today I really wanted to talk about, anytime I have the opportunity to talk at all or to speak about anything, I always want to kind of share how we all have the ability to connect with our own loved ones. And in every single reading that I give, before I begin, I always share my intention. And it is always, I want you to feel your loved ones in the reading. I want you to have evidence that they are here. And more importantly, I want you to walk away feeling better connected to them yourself, because you have that ability. We all have that ability. They're doing everything they possibly can to get our attention. So I'm really eager to share that for you. And one of the toughest things being a medium and seeing and dealing with people who have experienced a lot of loss is seeing people who have who come to me and they don't feel their loved ones at all, and that is really difficult to see. So I want you to know that our loved ones, connect with us in many different ways. Every single time I do a reading, each soul connects with me very differently. So sometimes I'll hear them, sometimes I'll see them, sometimes I'll feel, or I'll just have a knowing, or sometimes it'll be all of the above. So each soul I connect with will be very different. And just like we all have our own ways of loving and communicating ourselves, we're going to all have different ways of connecting to our loved ones. So I want you to be aware of that and not be like, oh, well, I'm not connecting the same way that this person is, or how come, my daughter's receiving signs, but I'm not, we're all connecting differently. And it really isn't about whether or not they are connecting with us. It is about understanding how they are connecting with us. Okay. So one of the most common ways that they can communicate with us is through signs. I'm sure that you've, kind of had your own experiences of it. And I have people who come to me and say, is this a sign or is that a sign? I have to say that receiving a butterfly or a cardinal isn't going to necessarily be a sign because Google says so, because you see one and you Google it, or because a friend says, oh, I heard this. Signs you're going to be able to identify that it's a sign if it's something that is significant to your loved one or connects. So if your, mom loved bird watching and was obsessed with birds and had cardinals everywhere in her home, things like that, then of course she's going to send you that cardinal. Of course that's going to be connected to her. It'll always be like something that will somehow connect to them. I had a recent reading where I had a recent reading.
All right.
Oh, no, it's okay, Sherry. I had a recent reading where I was connecting with a husband in spirit, and he brought through that he was sending his wife little smiley faces. So the smiley faces are things that, like, every time he would write her a Post-it note or a letter, he would end it with little smiley face. So that's something that he was still sending to her and still trying to let her know that he was around in that way. So that was his sign. So it was something that was connected to him in some way. The second thing is that it's going to be something unusual that gets your attention. So again, if it's that cardinal, it's not going to be just the cardinal that flies by, once. It'll be something like, oh gosh, this cardinal keeps like coming up to me, or it keeps coming up to the window and it's getting my attention here. It's going to be something very unusual here or uncommon, something that you wouldn't usually see. And then lastly, it'll be something that consistently happens. So say you're seeing your son's birth date on a clock, and that's beautiful sign, but oftentimes it'll happen again, and you'll get an email and it'll happen at that on, the time of his birth or his birth date, and it'll keep happening. So it'll be something that will connect with them. It'll be something that's unusual or uncommon for you to see. And then it'll be something that happens consistently or kind of keeps happening. That's kind of how they'll get your attention. But sometimes I have people who say, I am not receiving any signs whatsoever. And when I ask them, well, what sign did you ask for from them? They say, well, I just asked for a sign. And when you just simply ask for a sign, you could miss what they're trying to give you. And it could be right in your face, but you have no idea that they're sending it to you because you really don't even know what you're looking for, right? So I just ask that, try asking your loved ones for something specific. So you can say, Dad, send me a blue train to let me know that you're around, because your father collected trains and his favorite color is blue. So ask him for something specific and then give him time to get it to you. So don't say, I need to see this within the next hour, Dad, right? They don't play that game in that way, but give them time and be open to, however they can get that to you as far as time wise. And then also be open to how they may send you that blue train. So maybe on a big billboard, it may be in a store, you see a little boy with a Thomas the Blue Engine, piece here, or it may literally be a blue train. So ask for something specific, give them time to get it to you, and be open to how they may send it. Okay. And most importantly, when you receive that sign, trust and believe that it is them, because they spend so much energy getting that sign to you that it's really important that we just simply acknowledge it. Thank them for it here. Okay. I had a very good friend of mine that passed a few years back, and her name was Christina. And when I found out of her passing, on her Facebook page, there was a ladybug. I don't see ladybugs. It's just not something I'd ever see. So I said, okay, Christina, our sign is going to be a ladybug. And just like, when you get a minute, when you can, please just send me this sign. It was later that day, I got home from a walk with my children, and I went out back, and not one ladybug, but thousands of ladybugs were swarming all around me and all up and down my house and on myself and my children. And she got her message loud and clear to me that she was okay. But all I did was simply ask, right? And she still sends them to me. So I see at my son's practice, like sometimes he'll have a ladybug on him. A few months ago, I had a ladybug on my night table, my nightstand, first thing in the morning. It's her way of just checking in. So start creating that own language with them, and start, simply asking for something specific so we can recognize it. Invite them to show you signs, invite them on your car ride together. When you're taking a car ride, invite them on a trip that you have planned, invite them into your meditation, or invite them, to visit you in your dreams. And dreams is a really common way that they will connect with us, right? So there are visitation dreams, and then there are dreams, right? The visitation dreams aren't going to be the ones that you don't remember. You will always remember these visitation dreams. They're going to be so real that you're going to say, how the heck are you here? Because you passed away. Right? So there's going to be something so vivid and real about it. And you're going to most of the time be in your right mind with those visitation dreams. And not everyone receives visitation dreams. from their loved ones. And I have a lot of people who come in, kind of frustrated because they're saying, oh, my son is coming to my daughter in a dream, and his best friend, but not me. Why am I not receiving the dreams? And it's not that he's not around you or that he's choosing to come to them instead of you. If he got that message to you, if his best friend called his mom and said, I had a dream, with your son in it, then that message was also for you. He was able to get that message to you. And that friend was acting as a medium. And sometimes, again, we all connect very differently, but especially grief can cloud our connections in dreams and things like that. So please know that if that message got to you, it was for you, even if you're not receiving in the way that you may want to. Another way that our loved ones can connect with us is through our thoughts. So many people think it's some big loud voice that they're like, they're talking to us like we are talking, we have conversations here. And as a medium, I can tell you that that's not how that works. At least for me, a lot of times it comes in very subtle, and it's often in my own voice or in my thoughts. And so they'll connect with you in that same way. And maybe while you're driving and all of a sudden you hear something that your loved one would say that makes you smile, or they pop into your head randomly out of nowhere, and you weren't even trying to think about them. That's clairaudience. They're connecting with you through your thoughts. It's not a coincidence, and they're trying to let you know that they're close. Okay. So your loved ones can also allow you to feel them, which is honestly one of my favorite things in a reading, is when all of a sudden I feel I'm connecting with someone's mom, and all of a sudden she moves right through me and I feel these chills go all through my body. And she said, I just allowed them to feel my soul in that same way. And I tell that to them, not knowing that they had just received that. And they're like, yes, I did just receive those chills through my body. And we receive them at the same time. And this happens very often. And it's such a beautiful way for them to just, for them to allow us to feel their soul. And they may also allow you to feel them in a different way, where you may feel upset, and all of a sudden a calmness comes over you. Or the chill just like on one side of your body, when you hear a song of theirs, or when you think of them and then you get a chill, that is them allowing you to feel them. Okay. You can also see your loved ones, again, we have this ability, and this is another way that they can connect with us. And it can be in the corner of your eye, where all of a sudden you think you see someone or you see a shadow pass by. That's their way of getting your attention. They may also send you someone that looks like them, right? So sometimes they'll even in a reading, when I'm connecting with your loved ones, they may alter the way that person looks for me, or reminds me of someone else, because they're trying to communicate something here to me. But they'll do that. They'll send you people while you're going to honor them at the baseball game, right? They love baseball, and you're going to a baseball game. And then right in front of you is a gentleman that wore, the same hat or looks exactly like, your brother. Right? So that's not a coincidence, and they can absolutely send you people that look like them. And for me, when I connect with in readings, I don't see them in the physical body. I used to a lot when I was younger, but honestly, they don't have physical bodies, and it kind of freaked me out as a young child. So they show me themselves in light form. And so you may also see flashes of light, right? That's their soul that they're trying to allow us to see. And sometimes people literally see their loved ones in the physical form. I've had that come up before in readings, and it's pretty magnificent. But again, they don't have those physical bodies. And I just want you to be aware of the different ways that they can show you themselves. Other times you may just have a knowing that they're around. So you may walk into your bedroom, and where your husband would have always sat at the end of the bed, you just have a knowing that he's there. Trust that. The knowing is harder to trust, right? But that's a way that they're communicating with us. You can also smell their scent out of the blue, which is so awesome, because you aren't going to be smelling their perfume or smelling their clothes. It's going to happen out of the blue, and it'll be their perfume or cologne, or maybe like their musk, or even I've had people say that I've had souls say that they've sent them the smell of marijuana just to make them laugh, because they remember them by that, or they have memories like that, when they were younger. And so they're just letting you know that they're around. I want to, also say that if you're feeling frustrated or disconnected in any way, some simple things, kind of tips to help you, are kind of open your mind and just start believing that they're around you. Give yourself a month time where you're like, I'm going to set aside any doubts, any fears, any skepticism that I have, and I'm just going to believe that you're here and believe that these are signs from you, right? And if you walk away with really giving yourself that honest chance of setting aside a lot of that, I can guarantee that you may walk away with a new perspective here. So believe, give yourself that time to believe. Also, talk to your loved ones as you always would. Incorporate them in your life now. They see that. They know what's going on. Keep talking to them here. Another way to kind of feel a little bit more connected is get in alignment with you, with your soul. One way to do this is meditate. So I know everyone's like, meditation's not for me. Try it. Keep doing it. Even if you have the monkey mind or the monkey brain where that keeps, you're sitting and it's just a whole bunch of thoughts popping up, that's fine. Stay consistent, sit in that. The more that we better know and get in touch with our own souls, the better or more able that we're going to be available and able to understand a connection with another soul here. So with your loved ones. Another way to feel a lot more connected is to raise your vibe, raise your vibration. Spirit operates at a high frequency. So they sometimes have to lower theirs to connect in with us, and we have to raise ours, right? So sometimes if I'm having a tough day and before reading, if I need to kind of shake off my day and raise my vibe, I will dance. You can, sing, play, exercise, do whatever it is that makes you happy. And it'll be easier for them to kind of connect in with you. Lastly, I just want you to remember trusting what you receive and how you are receiving it is going to be the foundation of your connection with your loved ones. So like just by simply trusting, and that I know it sounds, I'm saying simply, but it's not that simple, but that's going to be your foundation here of your own connection with your loved ones, and everything is going to flourish and come from that. So next time when you see them, feel them, have a dream of them, or receive a sign from them, trust that, trust that it's them. And that will be the foundation of your connection with your loved ones. So Tracy, did I meet that time there? Is that okay? Oh, I don't know if Tracy's there. I know I only had a certain amount of time to talk here. But I hope, Tracy?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. But I hope that you guys, that there was something in it that maybe kind of makes you think or kind of move forward in deepening your own connection with that there. So Tracy, should I start kind of tuning in here? Is that okay?
Sure. Yeah, whatever you want.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yep,
Okay.
Thomas, let's see, what time does Thomas not? Come on, you've got
Know that
plenty
you
of time,
have
'cause
a
you did start a little bit earlier.
I what?
You did start a little bit earlier.
Yeah,
So,
I did.
yeah, just go whenever you feel, whenever spirit is ready for you.
All right. All right. So let me just see. There's a lot of people on the phone. Oh, I know, Kim. It says how the ladybugs. Yeah. Oh, and Kelly, I get the visitation dreams a lot and it's so peaceful. How about connecting through orbs in a picture? Absolutely. So they'll use, Kelly, they'll use your electronics. Of course, they'll let themselves be known in a picture as well through orbs. So sometimes they'll absolutely do that, but then they'll also be like flashes of light that won't even be connected to a picture. So stay, open to that. Laura says, I get signs all the time, even with coins like a dime and a penny. Awesome. Yes, Laura, that's exactly right. And it'll be things that'll be consistent. So I'm sure that, Laura, you noticed that yourself, that there was something that's very consistent, right? Yeah. And Tracy, feathers. Oh gosh, yeah, feathers. Thank you, Tony. Is this also true with spirit guides, not just with family? Absolutely. Start creating your, and Beth said that here. I don't know if I see you, Beth, but oh, there you are, Beth. Hi, yeah. Start creating your own language with them. You know, they can even offer guidance through the signs that you offer, you know, so you can ask, start creating it and say, a turtle may be my sign to slow it down, take it easy, it's coming, right? An eagle might be a sign for you to soar, fly, like, you know, and ask your guides, you know, set up this little symbol library, this new language with them. It can absolutely be through guides. Yes, yes, yes. What about waking up at 3:33 a.m.? Absolutely, Grant. Yeah. Absolutely. They're doing that to get your attention. Okay. So especially, you're not even saying 3 o'clock, 3:30, you're saying 3:33, right? So you have to, and it's easy to Google, Grant, and be like, what does 3:33 mean? And oftentimes I do that, but see if you Google those numbers, what does that mean for you, right? Like, does that feel right? So use your own guidance system instead of that. But they're doing, a lot of times what I've found in readings, they'll say that they'll wake you up in the middle of the night. It's because we're not really paying attention during the day. And that's like the time where we will be able to feel them, or they're asking you to sit with them. So when you wake up at 3:33, like, hey, thank you for just showing me that you're close, and sit with them. They're asking you to come closer because they're working with you to allow you to feel them better. Okay, because I actually feel, Grant, you are working on that yourself. So you're working on improving that. That's one of your goals. That's why they're doing that. Cindy, what about using Van Prague, talking to heaven cards and angel oracle cards? Absolutely. So cards are a great tool to connect in. I have cards, I use them, and when I feel drawn, but you can absolutely connect to your loved ones. They'll use whatever they can to get your attention. They'll use whatever they can to connect with you. So if you're putting the intent of connecting and you get cards and you feel drawn to James Van Prague cards, beautiful. Absolutely. Trust that. And that's the thing. It's not about just the things I shared today. It's about your own personal connection and trusting that. Yeah. So yeah, thank you guys for that question. All right. I'm going to connect in. I'm going to just kind of start going, if you guys don't mind. I have never done a group where I'm seeing just people's names, so it'll be really fun. It'll be very interesting. Bear with me here. Usually I'll kind of see someone and feel drawn, but we'll just go with it. Okay. Let me just kind of clear out my own personal things. Okay, so I'm going to, I heard mom, hold on one second. I heard the name Tracy though. So 1 second. There is a Tracy that's on here, and it's not you, Tracy. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so. Hold on, let me just go a little further here. And I know I see that there's another Tracy, but she's not there. So it might be that, but I do feel, gosh, this is so interesting. I actually feel like this woman would not be from the United States. I feel like there would be some sort of accent or different, there's something different about the way she's speaking here. So I know that she's not necessarily from the States. I also feel like there would be head, dementia, or something with a head that would be involved here. And she's showing me February. So for me, months are usually connected to them or someone closely that that she's trying to acknowledge here. So birthday, anniversary, date of passing. I actually feel like there's two significances in February here. So I feel like there'd be two dates that are really important in February here. Does anyone understand that? Here, let me see. I know Tracy. Tracy.
Me, Tracy.
Yeah, the other Tracy. Sorry, Tracy. Tracy, I don't know why I did hear that name, Tracy. It could literally be that there's a connection to the name Tracy also, but Tracy is mom in spirit for you.
I have a mom in spirit.
Okay. And I know you kind of left, but I did hear your name. So there was a draw there. Is there, would there be a connection to mind or issues with the brain with mom?
No.
No. Okay. And is there also heard Gary or Garrett? There's
Gary's my father.
Okay.
Who's
Gotcha.
still here.
Yes. So I do feel this is mom that's trying to get attention. They were separated though.
Yes.
Yes. So I know
Divorced.
that they weren't together. Yeah, I know that they weren't together at the time, but it's just her way of trying to acknowledge herself here. She's also showing me these ups and downs that she would have experienced. I'm going to try to pin you because she showed me these ups and downs that she would have experienced here in the physical world. I do feel mentally, actually. So I feel like that's maybe why she's showing me that. Do you understand these highs and lows?
Well, maybe some anxiety.
Okay.
What anxiety?
But she would always have to have things in a certain place, right? Or have to have it done the way that she would have liked it. I feel like that's where the anxiety might tie in, actually. And didn't we feel that her care could have or should have been different?
Yes.
Okay. She's showing, meaning that someone here, Tracy, is thinking it's like if this person, it was done differently, then maybe she would have still been here in a way, right? It felt like there was something done differently that we feel shouldn't have been that way. What she's making me feel is absolutely not. She's like saying that there was like this series of events that happened that did lead to her passing, and it was kind of back to back to back, right? And she's showing that it, as chaotic as it was, and as many questions that we may have, it was her time. And she's showing me my sign for that it was her time to pass. Do you understand the connection to February? I know you kind of walked away, but that was something that was said.
Sorry, my dog. Yeah, she passed in February.
And wouldn't there be
her birthday's, I'm sorry, she passed in January. Her birthday's February 21st.
Perfect. Oh, I was going to say, okay. Actually, there's a second significance to February, almost like she's referring to someone else in February as well. So there would be, actually, no, she's saying March, but I did see the back-to-back in February, like there would be another significance in February. Are you sure there's no anniversary, Tracy?
Well, my sister's husband had his birthday in February, but they're divorcing. She might be talking about him. I don't know.
Okay, hold on. So again, I know you walked away for a sec, but she did show me these two significant dates in February here. And, but she wouldn't have known that they are separating or that they are separated, right?
Right.
But your mom is very feisty and very strong here. And it feels like you would know exactly how she would feel about this in the way. And it felt like, but she needs your sister to know that she has her back, that she is right there with her here. Okay. She's also talking about the artist. Who's the artist?
Well, I think there's a lot of artists in our family. We all like to paint.
Beautiful. I actually feel like it's a form of meditation for you guys. She connects in with you guys. She doesn't make me feel like she was in any way. It felt like other people here.
She was too.
Oh, she was an artist?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'd all get together and paint. So maybe she's saying she didn't think she was very good at it, but she did it.
She painted. Okay,
Yeah.
got it. But you're saying she is an artist?
Well, because we all painted together and she did make art.
sorry to interrupt you.
Well,
Who-
maybe her cousin Trina, who really is a professional
I was
artist.
just gonna say, who literally has sold or
Yeah,
got
she's a
money
professional artist,
from
her
it?
cousin.
Perfect. That's what I feel like. But she was not just her cousin. There was like a very close connection and bond, like almost sister, right?
Yeah.
That's what it feels like. So I know she's just trying to acknowledge her. I know that she's celebrating you right around now too. So she keeps showing me celebration right around here. I feel though, she does want to talk about her passing. She's shown me issues with speaking or communicating here. So she does show me that she wasn't able to communicate at the time of her passing. Do you understand that? And she
Yes.
shows you just walking out, right? So was there someone that you'd understand that was just there and then left, and that's when mom passes?
Well, just her husband was there.
But were you just there with her?
I came right after she had already passed. I came like right when she had passed. I mean, she was still warm and I saw lights all around. But I wasn't there when she took her last breath.
Gotcha. That makes absolute sense for the sign that she showed me. It's that we're always there. We were just there in some way, but we were not physically there for her passing, right? I also saw a black dog or a black animal that has passed as well. And gosh, I might be moving forward, Tracy, but I saw, and also Jerry.
Jerry is my good friend that passed away suddenly.
Okay. And do you know that there would be heart issues with him?
Yeah, he had a massive heart attack.
And do you know of the black dog that would be?
My mom did animal rescue, so there'd be a lot of animals.
Okay, gotcha.
There should be.
I actually felt like this black dog was an animal that would have been passed down, like someone else had to take care of this animal in a way. I know you're saying rescue, but I feel like someone else had to take care of another animal in the family, like or a friend.
Oh, okay. She took a couple of dogs from a friend that passed away.
Okay.
Might have been one of those. One was black.
And she showed me like being this big advocate for like a lot of different things in her life, but I know that she's passing that down to you and saying that like that's what you are, like you're very brave within the things that you do and it feels like you honor her in that way. With Jerry though, know that he's just coming in giving you a lot of love. Like he loves you very much and he says that you think of him often, and even though you didn't get to say that goodbye, he thinks you. He's also talking about son here. So hold on, is it your son?
Well, I have a son, but he's probably talking about his son.
Okay, hold on. But he wasn't connected to your son then? No,
I mean,
okay.
he knew him, but.
Right. And okay, let me just see what he's trying to say here. He's acknowledging son, so I believe it is his son that he's around here. He's also talking about, I'm getting a couple different things. I also heard Winnie. That is a very odd thing, actually.
Winnie. I don't know a Winnie.
Is there a black and white cat? I don't usually see cats because I don't know why, but I'm seeing a black.
I have a black and white cat.
Okay.
He had a cat. I'm not sure what color his cat was when it passed.
Okay. I'd be surprised if you did know that here, right?
I'll have to ask his wife.
But let me just say this with Jerry, what he shows is you kind of coming in and helping in a lot of ways afterwards. Even though this would just have been a friend of yours, he's thanking you for that. Weren't you guys involved in an organization, Tracy, together?
We worked together at a salon for years, and then when he passed, I ended up taking it over.
Perfect. Know that he's around you within this. It feels like this is something we put a lot of time and energy into, and it feels like we've kind of expanded it in a lot of ways. But at one point you decided to stop. Is that correct? Or you stepped away? I know that doesn't make maybe logical sense to say that, but are you thinking about stepping away?
Sometimes I think about it.
And
Well, I have a client named Barbara, but I
I was gonna
don't.
say it's in the salon, but was he connected to Barbara there also?
No.
Okay. It did feel like just so you have it, just so you're aware, it is someone in somehow connected in that space with you guys. So I did hear Barbara. And it's funny because he's joking about like extra money, or I don't know what this is.
Huh.
Like bringing money. So Barbara's not like a really big tipper or something like that.
No.
Okay, that's fine. I want you to remember that, okay, just in case that comes up. It's like almost like he's helping bringing in this money for some reason within
Thank you,
this
Jerry.
space. But he like is very light and joking about things. And he also says that you have his picture there.
I have his cologne there and some angel wings on it.
His cologne and some angel wings. Okay. But I saw his picture too.
I have his picture in the drawer.
Okay, perfect. So just know that he
For him to come in today. I'm so glad. I just.
Oh, did you? Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Oh, perfect. I'm glad we waited there for you. So
Thank you.
perfect. Thank you so much, Tracy. All right, I'm gonna try to maneuver this. Okay. Let me see here. Give me a sec. I'm gonna just. Gosh, now I'm hearing Teresa. I don't even see a Teresa though. I feel like the Teresa is more like sister connection or needing to acknowledge sister here. Would anyone understand a Teresa as a sister? No. My sister Joni, where are you? Sorry guys, bear with me. Joni, okay, your sister. And can you unmute Joni?
Hello?
Hi, Joni.
Hi, I don't know how I do the picture though.
That's okay. I don't have to see you.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so Teresa would be your sister?
In spirit, yes.
Yes. And there's quite a few of you, Joni?
Few of us what? I'm sorry.
Siblings wise?
Oh, yes. There
Feels
was
like
6 of us.
Okay, gotcha. I really was gonna say 7 though.
Oh,
So
okay.
so I don't know if there was one that had not, or if there was a one that was like him, but I did see 7. So I know that it's okay. I know that there's a lot of you. I know that that Teresa is also showing having and struggling in relationships. Would you understand that, Joni?
I'm sorry, I had to shut the door up. Could you repeat that?
Do you understand Teresa struggling with relationships in her life?
Oh, yeah, and other things, yep. Mhm.
And she shows me this and leaving at a young age within her family, right? So did she leave the family home at a young age, Joni?
Oh, yeah, exactly.
And she
Yeah.
shows me a lot of like abuse that she did go through and she struggled with here. What, like almost like other things that maybe we didn't necessarily talk about, or there was a little bit of struggle there within her. She's also bringing me to the month of May, and I also see the number 24. So I do feel like the number 24 would be significant in a way. Do you know that at all?
Not the 24th of May. My birthday's on the 8th of May.
So yeah, and the 24th feels separate than the month of May. Usually though, when they circle it for me, it would be a date though. So it would be the 24th of a month. Do you understand that she passed closer, or that she passed closer into December or like the holiday? Who passed in December, Joni?
No, it wasn't December. Wait, no. I'm getting confused. No, it wasn't December for her.
Okay. I do feel like there might be someone else just stepping forward too. Is there a Frank that would be connected to you?
No,
No.
I
Okay.
don't think so.
Okay. I do feel like there's a connection to the month of December with the passing. I do feel a gentleman connected to this, and it's Frank or Fred, but it's the FR that would be connected. And would there also be a spouse or a significant other that has passed, Joni?
Of hers?
Of yours?
No.
No. Okay. What I'm seeing is a gentleman stepping forward, and he's showing me this significant other here. So if I'm getting it wrong that it's not yours, would you understand that this would be your sister's?
Significant other?
Yeah.
I think she had a couple of them. She had some wild relationships.
Okay, I understand. But you don't know of a connection to the name Fred or Frank with either one of those?
No, it's not coming to me.
Okay. I do know though that as she steps forward and she's showing me also substance abuse here.
Oh, yes.
And she shows me this being a really long battle here for her. And I felt like at one point I really had made this effort to do better and to make better decisions. But then I went downhill, pretty quickly after that. She made me feel like she tried, it just was a big part of her life here. And she didn't necessarily see that out. She's also bringing me to the West Coast. Are you guys on, is there a connection to San Francisco or?
I don't know where she used to. She probably traveled quite a bit because we didn't have a lot of connection, when she was younger. She up and took off a lot, and so I'm not sure what that means. We're from Minnesota.
Okay, so let me just share with you what I saw if it doesn't make sense to how I'm interpreting it. I did see a bridge. I saw a big bridge here. So I also do feel that she was homeless at time. So, so just please know that she's stepping forward to let you know, that she's okay, that she is free of that, but she is showing me that she is still learning, that she is still her soul is learning, she's growing on the other side. But she wants to thank you for, when you guys were younger, it felt like there was a good relationship there. And then it felt like it was hard at times. So it's almost like this, she's thanking you for thinking of her. And she says that you do pray to her or you talk to her here, and she's thanking you for that. I'm also seeing this bright colored flower here. So hold on, let me see where, and mom would be passed for you also, Joni?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And was there schizophrenia in the family?
That's a good question. I don't know. My daughter's suffering from mental illness too, and I don't know. There's a lot of depression. I know that.
Gotcha. And I'm sorry to say it so bluntly in that way. I just have to just share what I'm receiving.
No, that's fine. I love the truth. Yeah.
I do know that mom's stepping forward with your sister, and that they are showing me that sign for mental illness. It does feel like this isn't diagnosed in the family. And I don't, okay, this is interesting because they're bringing me back to December. And I know we're in a group setting, but would you understand a big incident that happened in December? And I'm not necessarily saying this might be this last December, but there's a big incident that would have happened here as far as a mental health incident.
Is that relating to me and my daughter now?
I'm not quite sure what they're showing.
Oh.
They're just trying to reference this, and I promise I will share that with you if I receive, who it's necessarily about, but it's this connection to December felt like there was like a mental health spout. Your daughter did move back in with you though?
She's back out again.
Okay, but it was like this moving in and out sort of thing. So
Yeah,
there's-
she was with me for a while, and there was a lot of bad stuff that went on between us.
So this is one of the reasons I feel that your sister, who struggled with substance abuse and mental health, that she's coming forward just to let you know that she is helping your daughter in the way that we can't necessarily hear. And I do know that mom as well. So, and who is big on dancing here?
Me?
Are you a big dancer?
I enjoy dancing. I love music, and I just can never find a dancing partner.
Well, you just
yeah.
dance on your own then, because I mean, that's that's so beautiful. I literally feel like this is that place of meditation for you. Again, that place of clearing your own thoughts and really connecting in here. So just know that mom's there with you at that time when you are doing that. And I feel like, she didn't have a lot of time, or she didn't, do a lot of things that she loved here, right? It always felt like she didn't make the time to do those things, but that she's applauding you for doing that yourself.
Are you talking about my sister or my mother right now?
Your mom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And
True.
and the MAR that would be connected.
Are we talking Mary?
It could be Mary or Margaret or Marie. Yeah.
Well, I have an aunt named Margaret, and I have a sister that's passed. That's Mary.
Okay. Let me just see. Well, who would have the long hair that you remember? The long hair.
Can't think of anybody with. No, that's
one of them. One of them.
Well, Teresa would probably be the one
Okay.
with the chemical abuse addiction, whatever.
But I saw long hair randomly. So usually it's like that little breadcrumb that they're offering to us to help us better understand. Okay. Let me just ask, because I want to try to get to other people as well. Let me just ask if there's any guidance that they can give around your daughter. And I did see a little white dog, so I do have to share that. Let me just see. They keep pointing to the clock and they're showing me time here. So I feel that I see you doing everything possible here for your daughter that you could possibly do, right? What I saw was that it's kind of out of your hands, but it is, the separation is something that is going to kind of heal or bring a little bit of healing to your relationship with her. Even though this has been really difficult, it almost felt like there was a lot of, whether it's verbal or physical, there was a little bit of an abusive tendency as well.
It was both. Yes, pretty bad. The police were called and it got ugly. Yeah.
And again, I'm sorry, I know we're in a group setting, but I did.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
I did see jail or,
you're right on. You're spot on. Yeah. I was concerned about her the last time. And so when the officer made a report here, I thought she was drinking or something. I didn't know. And then so they went and found her and arrested her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So look, that's not something that I know, that's something that they know, and they're just trying to let you know, your mother and your sister are trying to let you know that they are helping and guiding her again in a way that it is out of our hands here in the physical world. I also did see hummingbirds, so I just want you to pay attention to that.
Oh, that's so sweet. Yeah. Could I just ask you one question about my son?
Sure.
Oh, is he ever going to come back into my life? With my grandsons?
And I saw 3 and 2. So are there
two grandsons?
Are there 2 boys that he has?
Yep.
And so I feel like there's a lot of anger actually on his end of things. And I do feel that I feel like it's something, again, he kind of has to work through. So your soul signed up for some tough stuff here because it feels like a lot of the stuff is out of your hands, but some of it's actually a lot of it's being placed on you here. Yeah. So will he come back into your life? You know, I don't know that. I do feel around that situation. I feel like this is kind of, you guys were very close for a period of time here, right? But that I feel, and is there a Florida connection, Joni?
Not that
Or
I'm aware of.
South?
No,
No, okay. Do you know where your son is right now?
I'm guessing.
Okay. I do feel like there's an opportunity and they're actually connecting you to the grandchildren as well. So it felt like there was an opportunity, especially around that, you know, so hang in there and allow, again, that time aspect, because it feels like that connection may happen, especially through your grandchildren. Like it's going to be healing once you do have that ability to reconnect with them. Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm not receiving as much about that, but keep talking to your family and your people on their side, because they're going to help you through this. Absolutely. So thank you, Joni. Thank you for allowing me to connect. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Bless you. You're wonderful.
All right, let me just, thank you. I don't know, Joni, can you mute yourself? I don't think I have.
Oh, sure. Okay. I have to find that again.
Thanks, Joni. Okay. And I do keep hearing the name Michael. Hold on one second here. Susan, that would be with you?
Yes,
Okay. And is there a younger male that would have passed?
that's Michael.
Okay, perfect. Hold on, let me try to get you up here so I can see you. He's talking about today being very significant, or right around now being very significant time.
Yeah.
And is this hold on one second, let me just ask. Is there an anniversary coming up? And then
It was just my wedding anniversary.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. And there would be gosh, and I keep hearing that Frankie again too. So
Well, it could be because when you were saying that, my husband died on Christmas Day.
that's what it is. And so please
And he
know
had
that
he had a brother, Frank. So
perfect. That's what it is. So please just try to, know that that was also for you. And so that's a really good point for everybody in this group, that was also a message for you. And so your husband passed on Christmas Day?
yes.
But where's the motorcycle connection?
There is no motorcycle connection.
Okay. That's fine. Please just be honest. That's perfect.
Yeah.
When I see a motorcycle, it's either a literally motorcycle, or there would be a connection to like fast driving or unsafe driving in some way here. I feel like it's more so they're trying to refer to someone here in the physical world. Are we? I don't understand, but is there someone that you know that's driving unsafely or driving fast here? No. Okay, fair. And let me just say this so you have it. I did see someone driving very
That my son's saying because he had a fast passing.
No. That wouldn't be it. And I'll feel completely differently, but thank you for saying that. There is something about that, someone driving unsafely, and I kept seeing that there would be a connection to him in that car with them at that time, like kind of keeping this person safe. So just remember that, nothing scary in any way. I do know that what he shows me though, is that there are some pieces to the puzzle that don't quite make sense for his passing here. Do you understand that? He's showing me a lot of questions. He's making me feel like we had to go to that we're even going to people in charge and they don't even have the answers whatsoever here. So, but I kept seeing you going around, not just the person that was designated to you to help you. It felt like you even went to other people that weren't the main person that was connected to his passing here. He's also showing me he was with another gentleman at that time.
Yes.
Yeah. And he's showing me that there would be a connection to, okay, oh, so I know your husband passed in December, but then there would also be a January passing.
Yes.
That's not with your son.
No.
Okay. So I just know that they're trying to acknowledge this other person. I mean, you have a lot of people connect to you, a lot of people with you. Your son was cremated?
Yes.
Because he's talking about the necklace also, or who has the necklace or the piece of him, or thinking about doing that?
Yeah, there is someone who's thinking of that.
Doesn't mean that they need to do that, but I know that he's offering that. He's also talking about these books or these time slot, or it's these writings that we're going back to that are kind of helping us pinpoint the time period. What, isn't there something off about the timing of his passing?
Yes.
And it's like, there's something missing here, is what he's saying.
Yeah.
Something missing. So he's showing me a book, and there's all these time slots and these timing, like these events. And there's something big and major missing here, is what he's saying. But
Yes.
he's saying because of how tragic, his passing was, that there has been a lot of focus there on that, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, but that's not what I want for you in your life here. Like, I don't want you to use this time up here trying to find those answers or that justice, because I don't feel that I don't feel like we're going to get all of the answers that maybe we're looking for here. And I feel like you've gathered some, but he's tried to help you, give you some, but he's saying like, this is not what I want for you and the rest of your life here. He says, I want you to be happy and to find joy in the same way. And it felt like you have been very resilient in your life here. But then when he passed, you were like, no more, I give up. Like, almost like there's so many other passings that you've gone through and so many other things. But after he passes, a day that feels like you died, right? Or that you were like, I'm not doing this anymore. But he says, I need you to live here wonderfully for me in the resilient way that you always showed me that I'd live. And he says he's being blamed for his passing though. Why do I see the finger? So usually when I see the finger is that there's actually someone else that would be connected to the passing.
Yes.
But what he's showing me with this is that there was someone else, or that someone is pinning it on him, actually.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. He's also, gosh, I need to go back to that necklace. I don't think that was what he was trying to say, because he's showing me fingerprint. Is there a fingerprint that you'd have of his?
Not that I know of.
Okay, there's something he's trying to show me, and I swear it's with the necklace. And usually that would be that sign for cremains in the necklace for me, but it's something else. I feel like there's a gift that he gave to you through someone else. And I swear it was something like that.
It's a necklace.
It was a piece of him. And he's saying he got it to you from someone else.
It was a necklace.
Right there.
It was a necklace.
Perfect.
Yes, that his best friend gave me right after my son passed. His best friend gave me a necklace that was for Mother's Day. So it was, but his friend said it was from Michael.
Oh my gosh, perfect. So he's just validating that through me, who would know nothing about you or him. He's just trying to let you know that that was absolutely from him, from his friend. Oh my gosh, that's so amazing. And you knew that already, but it's just nice to have that validation, I'm sure. And he says that you actually hear him. So I know that sometimes you kind of struggle with connecting with him yourself and you question that, like we talked about, but he says that you hear him. You've heard him,
Yes.
That's him, and know that that's how he's connecting with you. He says you've also seen him. So I saw you do the double take, right? And that you've seen someone there. He's letting you
Yeah.
know that he's there, but also with dad. And him and his father would kind of struggled with their relationship.
A little bit.
Because he just shows a little like with that struggle, there's been healing that's happened on the other side here. Okay.
Good.
And he shows that he wants to thank you both. Here it feels like you guys are very much healing partners for each other, and that you've helped each other through a lot of this. And did you move in at some time? Did you guys live together late after his passing?
No, I moved closer to be by her.
Perfect. Because he's showing me the move, and he's showing you guys together here. So know that he's thanking you guys for like actually listening to him, because he made me feel like that was a push that he gave you, saying like, this needs to happen right now. And he's also talking about the 11th. Okay, hold on. The 11th. Are you seeing the 11/11s, or I'm looking right at you, because he's showing me the 11, but then it's not just 1/11, it's 11, 11, 11, 11, 11. So he's really trying to get this to you to let you know that you're right on track here. And you've been questioning that a lot yourself, whether or not you're making the right decisions. And he just needs you to know that he loves you very much, but that you are exactly where you need to be. And he thanks you for that. Here. He's also saying it's okay to take a little more time for yourself. It feels like we've been busy and consumed with everything else around us, but that like almost like you need a little minute for yourself in a way, but that his soul will be there with you. And do you have his shoes? You have his shoes?
Yeah.
And you made a blanket. I did see the blanket as well. So is there a blanket that would be, and I'm sorry to kind of move forward like that, but oh, I'm sorry. This is with your mother. You have your mother's blanket?
I have a blanket that my mother made for him.
Perfect. So know that that is their way of trying to let you know that they are together, always together here. And also, and I do see feathers though too. So, I'm literally seeing a white feather, and I want you to remember this. Again, it's not going to be where your down comforter is, but I want you to know, just remember this, as silly as that may sound. He's also bringing me to like outdoors, the connection to like outdoors or hiking or movement outside. And I feel actually this is the way that we connect with him as well. So just pay attention to that. You're like how you're feeling as you're doing that, because he's saying he's with you as you're there. And he's also talking, I know you said you moved, but he's talking about another move here. So are you considering moving?
I am, yes.
Perfect. And he wants you to do it. Like, it feels exciting here. It feels positive. It feels like I'm celebrating the move, and it's a beautiful thing. So, would there be the James that is connected also? James?
No.
Has to be Jim or James.
Jason.
Yeah.
Could it be Jason?
No.
My brother-in-law's middle name is James, but that's probably obscure.
No. Okay. That's okay if you don't know that. Okay. One more thing here he wants to say. Who's wearing his sweatshirt or his jacket? Do we have his sweatshirt still?
Yeah.
But it doesn't feel like it's just something we keep away. I feel like we hold it, or
I'm wearing one of his shirts right now.
Okay, gotcha. I'm sorry. So that would be what you're doing right now. Got it. So please know that he knows that he's a.
And I have his coat and I smell it all the time.
Perfect. Exactly. He's also talking about, was his passing very close to another birthday?
Yes, his birthday.
Gotcha. And but is Jason the friend?
Yes.
Okay, Jason's the friend. And he's also talking about a voicemail here. Do you have a message from him still that we've kept?
Yes.
And you have a home line still?
No.
Okay, I saw like one of those older phones, and
I have one that's sitting next to my bed, but it's not plugged in.
Okay, gotcha. But what he's showing me with this is something different than just having it. He's showing that, hold on, I'm getting a couple things. He's showing that you would have received like these funny calls. I don't know what that means. There's something he's messing with the phone.
Okay, well, I keep getting phone calls and it on my cell phone and it just says unknown and then there's nothing and no one there, and it could be that because I don't know what it is.
So be a healthy skeptic about it, right? We all get like telemarketers, things like that, right, on our phone. So be healthy.
It just says unknown.
Exactly. So I know he's bringing it up for a reason, but ask him and say, look, if this is you and you're trying to get my attention, show me one more time here, you know, and allow him to validate that for you. But he is showing me like messing with the phone in these phone calls. Okay. One more thing. And I'm also seeing a red ring or a ruby. So it has to be a red ring. Do you have one of those? I know that's kind of an odd thing.
No.
Okay. Oh, I just lost you here. I saw a red ring and I feel like this is connected. Is there Charlotte? This might be moving forward. Okay. Can I just ask, and I know I'm over my time, does anyone have a Charlotte that would be connected with the red ring? No.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Susan. Thank you. No. Okay. So I just have to share that because I did see that and hear that name. But Tracy, I know I'm over my time here.
No, thank you. That was absolutely amazing. Thank you so much, Lauren. And when I send out the recording, do you want to tell everybody your website and how to get in touch with you?
Oh, sure. So my website is just my name. So it's Lauren Start, LaurenStartt.com. So thank you, Tracy, and thank you to Thomas for having me.
Thank you so much.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, hi everybody, and hope you guys are having a great summit and having a great time together. And I'm going to close out our summit today and come on and do some readings myself. So I hope you've had a fabulous event together. I've been dropping in here and there and listening to some of the readings and stuff. And some of the teachings. So I'm really glad that you, you know, and things like that. So hold on one second. All right, hold on 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second. Okay, so we're just going to probably do it similar to how everybody else did it. You know, I don't know how kind of everybody was working, but you know, basically if I feel like I'm picking up on you, or if you identify with the information, go ahead and let me know. And you know, that's kind of how we'll do things. Okay. So I do want to start first with a lady coming through. There's actually two people coming through. If there's a connection, maybe for one or both of these, but I do feel there's a lady coming through, an older lady and a younger lady. And I do want to say these people do not have to kind of be related. I don't feel that they're actually for the same sitter. So they're for different, I think they're for different people. So there's an older lady coming through, and when I connect to her, I want to just tell you first off, I really feel like this woman was a very much, a force of nature, very strong personality. I feel that she would have been very opinionated, very kind of like that type of personality. That's how she comes through to me. And she does tell me that she died from cancer. So that's, and she actually has given me the feeling that this would be relatively recent. She's not been gone for a long, long time. She's been gone maybe within the last year is what I'm feeling. And I feel also too, when I'm connecting with her, that somehow the month of March comes up because I see March as being very, very significant. This would either be a birthday, an anniversary, a death date. The other person that I'm feeling coming through is a younger female who I feel passed closer to her, probably her 20s or her 30s. And I feel that this would be within the last year. And I do feel that there would be a daughter connection with this person. So this would be your daughter coming through. And for some reason, the Midwest I'm connecting with. So actually, let me just kind of go over here. Okay, so is anybody connecting to either of these people that are coming through? There's one person that I'm getting, like I said, the older woman that I'm feeling, who did pass from cancer. And I feel also the month of March is connected. And then there's somebody that's coming through that I do believe would be like somebody's daughter. She died very. Somebody said me?
My daughter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What is your name, please?
This is Sherry.
Sherry. Okay. And was your daughter in the Midwest when she died?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so then so we'll just start with you then, and we'll go back to the woman and stuff. So as far as your daughter coming through, because I do feel your daughter coming through in a pretty strong way. Do you understand that I feel that there's a lot of the about your daughter's passing where you don't know exactly what happened, and it's like I feel that you are still looking into this or trying to find out information about this. Do you feel like that's true?
Yes.
And I also want to say when I'm connecting to this, that I feel that, would you put this in the realm of a homicide?
Yes.
Okay. Because I'm getting a feeling of people around your daughter that had very, very negative intentions. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if it would be like, I don't know if it would be like an explicit homicide, but I pretty much feel when this person passed that it would be, I feel like it's a homicide. I feel like that. Yep. Does that make sense to you?
She was murdered.
Yeah, that's what I'm feeling. I feel like she was, that's kind of what I'm feeling. And I want to also ask you too, when I'm connecting with her, I feel that, let me just ask you this too, but I feel that there would be multiple, I feel like there's more than one person involved or multiple people involved. So does that make sense?
I'm wondering. Yeah, and I think I've contacted them all. I might have even contacted one last night.
Okay, so you're sort of, so this is what I want to just say. I feel like one of the things that your daughter is bringing up to me is that it's definitely a situation where it's almost like you can't rest until this is, until this is solved, because I do feel, does that make sense to you?
Yeah, I don't get any rest and I won't rest until this is solved.
Right.
Yes.
And I feel within the next 6 months, and I just sort of see this happening. I don't, but I feel like in the next 6 months, I do feel like there is going to be some more closure about this. And I feel like you will get a little bit more information on who's involved with this. I feel like, I don't know if that's, I don't know how it's actually going to come to you, but I definitely do see that happening. So I feel like your daughter, when she comes through, she's just trying to kind of give you, sort of just touch in with you and kind of give you some strength. Because I do feel that she's telling me that it's a very, there's a very much a negative situation with this. And this is something where, you really want to, closure and stuff. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Yeah. So, and I want to say also, I do get the feeling that you are on the right path with who you feel is involved with you with this. I feel like she's saying that, that yes, this is definitely something where the people that you feel are involved, I think, I feel like it is, I do get that feeling. So yeah. Mhm.
Good. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I feel like I kind of gave you the message there. So let me go to the next person. Thank you, dear.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
God bless you. Thank you.
Does anybody connect to an Emily in spirit? Does anybody connect to an Emily in spirit? Let me just see what the channel name Emily comes up. Emily. Does anybody have an Emily in spirit? Emily, or why I'm hearing the name Emily? Because I'm definitely hearing that name. I keep hearing that name. Emily. Could be Emma. Maybe it's Emma.
Samantha has an Emma.
Okay. So let's go to Samantha then.
Hi.
Hi, Samantha. How are you?
Hey, good. How are you?
Yeah, and I'm aware too, guys. Yes, we do have the other person to finish, the woman that we haven't really finished that person yet that might have had the cancer situation. Okay, so Samantha, you have an Emma in spirit?
Yes, a great aunt.
Okay. And can I ask you also, would you have a man that I would be picking up on who passed, did not from it, but something that I see about this person is that they would have a pipe? Or,
Yes.
okay, you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. And is that another relative of yours or something?
Yes, I think that was her husband that she had divorced from that was close with the whole family.
Okay. And then could you also take an Alice?
That's my grandmother. Yes.
And
that was her sister.
Okay, so that makes sense. So this is maybe then your Alice is your and Raymond?
And that was my grandmother's husband is Raymond.
Okay. But you did know as far as with Emma, did you know her or not?
When I
really?
was little, yes.
Okay. And Lydia?
And Lydia's their sister. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. So it's a lot of your grandmother's side of the family. This is all like one family?
Yes.
Okay. So this is what I'm picking up on. I kind of am getting them coming through. And I'm sort of going into, maybe what the message may be or why they've come through. And they're talking about something where you're trying to open up a new door with things. And I feel that you kind of you're trying to open up a new door with things. And I'm wondering if you understand this at all, where you are trying to do some sort of thing where you are I don't know, but I am picking up on that.
I just
And-
started new school, new career.
Okay, good. So I think what they're saying is you really kind of need to give yourself some time for this to happen, because they are saying that this would be a positive thing. And they are saying that there would be kind of there would be a good energy with this and stuff. So just as I'm connecting with this, I feel like I feel an energy with this, a very positive energy and stuff. So, and is this something, because I'm feeling this, is this something where I'm just getting a feeling about this, but is it something where this is very different from what you've done in the past? Is that true?
Yeah, so I was an art teacher before, and this would be hospice. This would be doing.
Okay. Yeah, because it's kind of like they're showing me you're going in kind of a totally different direction and stuff. But I see this being positive for you, and I really see this being a happy thing. And I see this being I feel like this is going to be a very positive thing for you.
Do you see me working with children in the long run or elderly?
Spirit says you could eventually get there, but I don't see it as kind of like the main thing that you would start with. Definitely not, they said. But they are saying that you could get there eventually, and that would be something that would be like you could, almost like they're saying you could. I feel like they're saying, yeah, you would build up to that at some point.
Oh,
So it would be more something I'd see as kind of like a building up thing. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm going to go to the next person. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm hearing about a fast passing, but and I hear the name Nick. Anybody have a Nick in spirit? Or Nicholas? It'd be a fast passing. Okay. Let's see if we can go to the, let's see if we can go back to the woman that would be coming through. So I have an older woman that passed from cancer. And when I connect to this person, I feel that that you would have been in a caretaking role with this person. I do feel that this is a relatively recent passing. So it does feel like it's more of a recent thing, I feel. And when I connect to this woman, I feel that part of the reason that she's definitely come through is to sort of thank you. Basically, she's saying, you know, hey, you were really there for her when it counted. And I feel like she's coming through to kind of give you that appreciation. I also see the month of March. So we've got a Danielle who can take, so yeah, so and like I said, the cancer. And then there's also, I just want to say, just again, there's a Nick or Nicholas that's coming through, and there's a fast passing. It would be some sort of quick passing.
Reaction. Yes, we have a Nicholas that passed away very quickly.
Okay, who am I speaking to?
Arlene Verzal.
Okay, so you guys may have a connection to this.
Yes, my daughter's here with me.
Okay, so and then also here, I'm just kind of seeing here. Does anybody have the other thing that I was asking about with the woman that with the cancer in the month of March?
Danielle
Even
Wolf.
if it's a couple of people, we can pull up somebody.
Danielle Wolf, Thomas.
Okay, then if she might have it.
I can take all of it for her. Yes.
Okay. And so you understand a lot of this, some of it, none of it?
I do all of it, all of it. Yes. She recently passed away over the past couple of months. Her cancer was diagnosed in March. I was her hospice nurse.
Okay. Okay. And somebody like that could come through. I also want to ask too, would anybody have somebody coming through that would be a Dorothy? And I would see Dorothy very well dressed, very well put together. She would be kind of like that. And I would see her living by the water. So, hold on one second, guys.
I can take that as well.
You could take that as well?
Yeah.
Danielle?
I'm sorry, this is Shelby.
Oh, Shelby, you can take it?
I could take Dorothy living by the water.
Okay. And like a well-dressed woman?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, hold on one second. Tracy, can we also bring up this Tracy person who said that she can take some of this too?
There she is.
I can take the older woman with cancer, but she's been gone about 8 years.
Okay, no, we're going to put you back down, yeah, because this is more recent.
Okay.
Thank you, Tracy. Sorry. So, and Danielle, you did take care of her. Maybe that's why I'm getting that it would be a caretaking role, right?
I did, yes.
Okay, okay, got you. Um, and does anybody still understand, still understand the Nicholas?
That first lady did.
Okay.
Yes, we do. We understand Nicholas.
Okay, so we're going to work in order here. So Danielle, I think I could be getting the two. Is Dorothy another woman you took care of?
Yes,
Okay. So you took care of both of these women
I did, yeah.
at separate times? Because it kind of feels like it would have been at separate times where they.
Yes, that's correct. Dorothy passed away about a year ago.
Okay. And is there one of them that I would be feeling, because I'm getting a sense about this, is there one of them that I would be feeling you would have been very involved with the family, or you would have done a lot of stuff with the family? You would have done stuff where you would have, been around the family a lot, or so I see something
Yes.
about that where you were around the family a lot or something. Is that true?
Yes, yes, very much.
And I feel like I'm hearing about this also. Is there something, Danielle, where you're at a point right now where you're really trying to kind of open up more to your psychic ability sides and your medium side and things like that? Is that something that you have noticed?
Yes, I'm also a medium, yeah.
So you're doing both of them in a way or something, right?
Yes, yes, that's correct, yeah.
Would you know Michael?
Michael is my brother.
Who went to Spirit, correct?
Correct, yeah.
And can I ask you with Michael, would you understand something where I would see something where he definitely and can I ask you, who would, because I hear Michael, but then I hear Mikey.
Yes. So Michael, his name was Michael. We called him Mikey, but he also has a son that we call Mikey.
Okay. And I want to say that there was some sort of, because now I feel your brothers come in. And I feel like there would have been some sort of thing that and do you know Dottie?
That's my grandma, Dodie, actually.
Dodie.
Yeah.
And you knew her too.
That's my grandma, yeah.
And they're talking about you beginning to think about writing some books, and a children's book, another book. I feel like they're talking about something with writing different books and stuff. Is that something that you're doing?
I literally just had a conversation with a patient yesterday about starting my second book.
Okay. Because I for some reason keep getting that.
Yeah.
And I also want to say too, somebody would have been a big baseball fan. Something
Me.
comes up where somebody would have been a big baseball fan. I don't know, but I'm seeing. I feel like I'm seeing. I don't know. I'm seeing something about somebody was into baseball, like they focused on that or something. I don't know. Is that true?
I did. I played softball, but I don't know about. I'm not sure about my brother.
I'm just seeing that though. Would anybody have ever made it? Would anybody ever gone to Coors Field?
Oh yeah, of course we did. Yeah, that's where we're from.
Did you go with your grandparents ever?
I didn't go with my grandparents, no.
Hmm.
I don't think so.
Okay, yeah, there's something.
No, but we used to go there to watch games all the time. Yeah.
But you used to go there a lot.
Oh yeah, with my kids and my husband and with my brother too. Yeah, we went a few times.
Oh, with
my
your brother too?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
that's good. I'll take that then. Okay. I was gonna say, because I feel somebody is bringing. Now, do you understand this with your brother? Because I get a feeling about this. There would have been times with your brother where it's almost like I want to say there would be times where you wouldn't have seen eye to eye, but you were still always very connected. Does that make sense to you that I do feel that?
Yeah, very much.
Okay. And I feel also, because I'm getting a feeling about this, that I feel, you know, what Spirit is coming in with is that you really are on the right path right now, and that there are some doors that are really opening up for you. And I feel that I get a feeling about this happening. Just, you know, it's almost like they want to say, you know, you've been going through some stuff where you've been trying to figure out, you know, what your path is and what, you know, what you're supposed to do and things like that.
Yeah.
So I feel like they're saying that, you know, they just kind of want to affirm for you, kind of that you are on the right path with things. And so they're happy about that for you. So,
Thank you. Thank you so much.
okay, great. Thanks for being here. And we'll go to the next person. So just to clarify, that woman had the Cancer person, and it turns out that she had the Dorothy, so that's fine. So now I want to go to the Nick with the fast passing. So let's go back to those people that said they had that. Can they unmute?
I think they're unmuted, Thomas.
We are unmuted.
Okay, great.
We're
So,
here.
so I'm speaking to Arlene and her daughter?
Yes.
Okay. Arlene, what is your daughter's name?
Janice.
Janice, okay. So you guys are both there?
Yes. Yep, I'm here.
And how do you know Nick? He's connected to you guys as a friend?
My ex-husband and her father.
Oh, well, that makes sense. Yeah, I think that somebody like that would come through. I was going to say, okay, so Janice, your father was Nick?
Yes.
Okay. Was it a fast passing?
Yes.
Okay, then that definitely makes sense then, yeah. I was going to say, because I was going to say if it's not, it would just be kind of hard to know why, you know, somebody would come. I thought at first you said it was like a friend of a friend. And but you definitely understand with the fastness, because that's like a big thing.
Absolutely.
Okay, perfect. Now, do you understand anywhere where I would hear the name Stephen?
His brother.
Okay. Your dad's brother? Your dad's brother?
Yes, my dad's brother.
Dad's brother. And I want to say also, I'm aware of coin collections, or something with a coin collection, or somebody having a coin collection. Do you know if there would be anything that I would be seeing that would be like that, where there might have been something with a coin collection, or somebody had a coin collection? It doesn't necessarily have to be connected to your father, but I am seeing it. So do you know if somebody would have that at all?
Well, my stepfather had big coin collection.
Oh, good. Is he deceased?
Yes.
Okay. Is he an A name?
Yes.
Okay. Then that's who I feel like I'm picking up on. Yeah. Sometimes what will happen is a couple people be trying to come through, and so they'll be given little pieces of things. So it's like, you know, you can kind of recognize each person and stuff. So that makes sense. I feel like they're both coming through. I do want to say, as I'm connecting here, that there's a feeling from the Nick with the fast passing of him wanting to say about how he does watch over your family. And one of the things that he's telling me is that there's been so many things in his opinion or in his feelings that he kind of has almost missed out on, if you'd understand that. And now I feel in spirit that he's saying, you know, that he's just kind of bringing that up and stuff. And so I just want to say he definitely is telling me that he is around the family. And one of the ways that he communicates is he's saying that he will actually do things with electricity. So blinking of lights, things like that. I don't know. Do you ever have anything like that?
Occasionally, yeah.
And Janice, are you Jan or Janice?
Either way is fine.
Okay, interesting, because I just wanted to call you Jan. Janice, do you have children?
No.
Okay. Because there's a younger female that your dad is talking about watching over that would be younger than you. I don't know if do you have nieces?
I do. Have a younger stepsister too.
Okay, do you know of anybody that I would be feeling that just changed schools or is thinking about changing schools or is wanting to change schools, or anybody that I would be feeling that would be wanting to, like there'd be something where they would be wanting to change schools at all?
No, that doesn't make sense to me.
Ask you this because I'm feeling this. Is it possible with your father when he passed that he would be telling me that he kind of was aware that he was going to be passing over, and that he was having some health issues and things like that? And it was, I get the feeling that he would be telling me that he kind of didn't, you know, I don't know, does that make sense to you at all? Or do you understand that at all?
That makes sense for my stepdad.
Okay. So that he knew he was going to be passing and was having like different things going on and stuff?
Yes.
Okay. And that might be more with that. And I also want to ask you too, yeah, they might be overlapping a lot, so a little bit. Sometimes that happens when there's, you know, sometimes that just happens when there's, you know, different things going on or two people are coming through and stuff. So, okay, I'm actually gonna move for a second if that's okay, because I have another person coming through. There is a man coming through that I'm picking up on. And he was very, very, very talented with, I want to say talented, like actually, with plants, with landscaping, with different things, botany, you know, that type of stuff. He was very, like, almost like he would be able to know the official names of certain things like that, okay? And he's coming through, he's telling me his wife is on this call.
Yes, I'm his wife, Arlene.
Oh, you're
Arlene.
Oh, so this is still with you then?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, good. And can I ask you, is there something that I'm getting where, because I feel this, is there something where I'm getting where there's been something that you have been wanting to be aware? Are you having any sort of health issue? Is there any sort of health issue that you're having?
Just back pain.
Okay. 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 I'm going to jump to the next person. Thank you, guys. So now, I think I'm also getting another double connection here sometime. Is there anybody else that can piggyback on some of that and could take a husband that passed and maybe they're dealing with health issues? Anybody on here have a husband that passed and you're presently dealing with health problems?
Who else? Hi.
Hello.
Nothing there.
Yes, hello. Oh, that person went away. Is somebody's husband and you're dealing with health problems? Okay, so let me see if I can, I'm actually going to scan through the pictures of everybody and the your videos, because sometimes that will help me. No, no. No. Oh, Tracy, can you unmute Linda?
Sure. Linda? She's unmuted.
No, she's not.
She disappeared for a second there. Maybe she's not on.
Yep, she must not be on. Huh. Okay, because that's who they took me to. So that's probably why this person's not answered. I wonder if she has a husband that's passed. Okay, Linda. Well, if you hear this, we are trying. Tracy, can you put into chat in case maybe she's got it muted or something that we're trying to unmute her? I don't know why somebody would come and then not be listening.
Yeah, I was having a hard time getting
Oh.
unmuted.
Oh, thank God. Okay, good. I was going to say, because it'd be very weird for them to bring. Do you have a husband that passed?
Yes, I do. Two.
Oh. So you have, okay. Yeah, I was going to say, because it'd be very weird for them to take me to somebody like, because sometimes if somebody sits and like leaves their computer or something, they usually just totally tune me out of them. So I wouldn't even pick up on them. Huh, interesting. So, okay, so let's go with you then. Are you having health issues?
Yes, I have COVID right now.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So that would be, so you are, I mean, you're not stressing about your health, but you're definitely, it's on your mind right now.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And the husband that, oh, and can I just go back to one thing? Do you have a husband that was very into plants?
Yes, he was an arborist and a horticulturist.
Yes. And that's one of your husbands?
Yes.
Okay. So, and can I ask you, when I connect to him, would I be seeing with him that, do you understand me feeling with him that he was a very bright man, very intelligent? He kind of had that type of personality. You could definitely carry on a conversation with him. Does that make sense to you?
It does.
You understand anything where I could feel with him that he, part of the reason I feel that I'm getting that you were maybe drawn to him is, I mean, not that there wasn't other things, but you were very drawn to his ability to have a conversation, talk to you about things. Does that make sense to you?
It does, yes.
And does it make sense to you that I'm feeling that you would have a very metaphysical approach to the world? And he would be not so much like that, but he would talk to you about it or be maybe open to hearing your kind of side of it or something. Does that make sense to you at all?
So true.
Okay. But he was kind of like that a little bit, where he didn't necessarily, it wasn't so much of his belief system as it is with you and stuff. Is that right?
Right. Uh-huh.
And
Yes.
can I ask you, I'm getting a feeling, do you have something, I mean, I know you're dealing with the COVID, but do you have environmental sensitivities or things where you get very affected by environmental things or things like that?
Yes.
I feel like they're talking about that this is kind of like an ongoing thing for you that you need to be aware of and stuff. So I feel like they're trying, does that make sense to you?
It does. Yeah.
And I want to just say, as far as what you're dealing with right now, I mean, obviously that's very, it's kind of scary, but, I do feel that Spirit is kind of stepping in here and saying, you need time to allow this virus that you do have to sort of flush out of your system. I feel that when I tune into you and just do kind of an intuitive reading, just even on your chakras and things, I really do see that your immune system is really fighting this. I do feel over the next over the next week, I see you having some different things. Definitely fatigue, definitely brain fog, definitely, you're going to be normally, I feel like you're very cerebral and very, you use your mind a lot. That's going to be harder for you. But I do feel I do see you getting past this and being okay. So it's just more about, I would say that, I think I get the feeling that you might be one of those people that, you want to maybe kind of jump right back into things. And I almost feel like Spirit's coming through to remind you, like, you have to take it easy a little bit. But I do see you being able to overcome this. So, yeah. Okay.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Thank you, dear. Now I want to know, do I have another? No, I thought I had another husband. Let me go over here. Hold on one second. Oh, I actually might have somebody else's husband. I think I might have another person's husband that's coming through. Let's see here. She back on mute. No, I don't think I'm getting another husband actually. Actually, yeah, I think I am getting somebody's husband. So does anybody connect where their husband passed maybe a few years ago? Like about maybe 5 years ago, I feel. And I see tools. He would have been very involved with tools. And does anybody have their mom's ring? They have their mom's ring. And it's a ruby. Where I think, well, it's a red stone.
Lauren brought that up in the last reading. A ruby ring, so the spirit must still be here.
And nobody took it then?
No, nobody could take it. She said a red ruby ring. And then she said maybe the name Charlotte, but nobody took it.
Okay, I'm not hearing a name, but I actually didn't hear her say that, so I wasn't here for that. I had only stepped in a couple times, but I didn't hear that. So, but that's fine. Yeah, probably if nobody took it, maybe spirit's coming back trying to figure out.
Exactly.
Yeah. So does anybody have this at all?
Yeah, I can take that.
Who is that?
Shelby.
Shelby. Okay.
Mhm. Yeah.
See if we can get a little bit more. I'm seeing. Is there anybody else that wants to jump in and say they might have it at all? And also, I'm hearing the name Catherine Barnes. Let me go to chat. Chat just got back. Do you have that name, Shelby?
I don't. No.
Anybody here have that name? I have a ruby ring in myself. No Shelby Barnes. I live close to Charlotte. My grandmother, my niece is
Oh,
Catherine.
Kim Bracken.
Yeah, let's bring her up then. Everybody else on mute. Huh.
Hey, Thomas.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good, dear. How about you?
Good. So the Catherine Barnes person is not passed though, right?
No, she hasn't passed.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. So that's your niece
Yes.
who's in the living world. And then you have a ruby red that does go to somebody?
Yeah, it was my grandmother's.
Oh, okay. And is it still something that I'm seeing that you are holding on to, or it's passed in the family, or you have it, or things
Yes.
like that?
My mom, who's still living, gave it to me, and I have it in a jewelry chest beside my bed.
Okay. And is there anything where I'm seeing something, because they keep talking about this, but do you ever, so your grandmother is passed, right?
Yes.
Okay. And I just want to ask you, who is the big animal communicator, or who am I getting that's the big animal communicator?
That's me. I do animal communication, and my grandmother was very connected to.
I was just going to say, your grandmother, this grandmother is bringing it up. It's almost like she's saying you follow in her footsteps.
Oh my goodness, that means everything.
Yeah, so she actually touches it and helps you and guides you. So
Okay.
I don't know if that's something, but she just kind of wants to say basically you're on the right path, and she sees what you're doing and stuff. So she's cute.
That's so what she is cute. I bought her home, so I've lived in her home since 91.
Oh, cool. Yeah, she's definitely around you. So, okay,
And
good. Thank you, Kim.
Thomas, was there anything about Catherine Barnes? I wonder why she.
Maybe she's trying to tell me that like the ring is, I don't know if it's something with the ring or something.
Okay.
I'm really not sure what that had to do with, but, and you know, unless it was just something for her to kind of like get our attention or something like that, you know?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right,
Thank you so much.
okay, good. So, all right, good. Well, guys, I really want to just tell you, you guys have had a long day, and I want to just thank you for having the summit with me. We've decided that we're going to retire this concept for a little bit. I'm sure that we'll be having, we had about, since COVID began, we had about probably 3 or 4 of these, and they have been, they've been great. So we've been excited about this, and we've been, really excited about this. March 26th to April 2nd of 2002, a journey into the mystical realms. That's going to be happening. That's a cruise experience. So if you'd like to join me on my cruise, spots are filling for that. And also I want to just draw your attention to also, we do have some in-person readings available. Very sporadic. Los Angeles, Fort Lauderdale, Nashville, Boston, New York, Chicago. So if you're interested in the next few months in having an in-person reading, you can set that up with Tracy at info@mediumthomas.com. Just 2 other quick announcements. The Past Lives course is coming back. We had that course a couple of months ago and people loved it, so we're going to do another one. That's October 7th. And also my Burning Questions class is October 11th. That's at 7:30. That's where you get to come and you get to ask your burning questions. So I'm really excited about doing that with you guys as well. And any questions about recordings, about scheduling a reading, about if there's something that you need to sign up for that you haven't received, please email info@mediumthomas.com. And I look forward to connecting with you guys in the future. Have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.